Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl and wait. Is Michael Jackson's Thriller top 5 we're doing, or did I get that wrong? Is it just Thrillers? Damn, it's not Michael Jackson at all. All right.
LaserDisc Wolfpack.
What's going on, everybody? I am Sam Culturedog Hatch. This is the LaserDisc Wolfpack THX CAV Special Limited Edition podcast. And we're going to get, intense. We're going to deliver some thrills this time. Feel it. Feel the internal struggle. You're being chased down an alleyway. I don't know why. Ryan erased your personal history and took your credit card because that's what he does. That's the man I'm talking about right over here. The man who spun too much. Ryan Cushing. What's going on, sir?
Tonight's podcast is brought to you by Death Grip IPA from Pig Minds Brewing.
Is that related to the band Death Grips, or?
No, it's just they've got a death grip on hops, obviously.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so I guess we're doing thrillers and not Michael Jackson. That's kind of awkward because I didn't get that memo.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to be all like just different pressings of the Thriller release, but yeah.
I mean, I just kind of watched Michael Jackson films. Like,
hilariously.
5 of them.
Do I have? I think I actually got a Michael Jackson LD this week. It's just not in this side of the room, now that I think about it. Anyways, who else is here? I can't. Oh, it's Max.
Maxeene the LaserDisc Queen here in some dark alley in a secret location known as the Laser Lair.
Freaky.
I'm sponsored by Coke Zero Sugar. Classic.
Excellent.
Classic flavors.
I'm Kylo Ren has the night off. I'm sponsored by Green glass of fruity water.
Ooh.
We're fruit infused tonight with citrus flavors. For your pleasure. We were supposed to have a special guest, but obviously, they're out to get them, and probably something happened. So hopefully, they'll escape the death grip, and at some point be able to make it to a payphone and give us a call. We'll see. We can make this happen. But so it's just the 3 of us tonight. Hope you guys can deal with. I mean, we're going to bring like 9 people's worth of content.
Yes.
I mean,
absolutely.
it's going to be like all the fun of a Hollywood Squares episode just packed into this one tiny little group of 3. But yeah, we're going to do thrillers this time. Top 5 thrillers. And that's kind of vague, especially when Ryan pointed out, hey, let's just look up, because you can sort if you put your collection in the LaserDisc database, or the LDDB as the kids call it. You can sort your collection by all sorts of different parameters, including genre. And then there's a sub-genre drop-down, so you can click thrillers. And hilariously, it includes all sorts of stuff that I would not really consider a thriller. But it was a good starting point. So I kind of made a spreadsheet of everything that was in there, and then kind of chose from that. And it was cool. It made me pick a couple of things I wouldn't normally pick. And I tried to come up with some sort of guideline or reason why I was going to choose these things. But, I couldn't find 5 thrillers starring Drew Barrymore.
That sucks.
Yeah, sorry. I was very close to considering going with all San Francisco based thrillers, because for some reason it seems that every thriller is set in San Francisco.
So true.
But that didn't quite happen either. So, but yeah, so we're gonna mix it up. I don't think it's gonna be a ton of double dipping here, just because it's such a broad. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
We'll see. This is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting Ryan to have mostly Brotarian stuff, but he might branch out a little too. We'll see. So we're gonna do top 5 thrillers, and yeah, as whatever you want to think of as a thriller. So my number 5, I'm gonna pull a Luke here and do a film that I don't actually love, but I'm gonna go with David Fincher's The Game, set in San Francisco. It is probably my least favorite David Fincher movie, but this is a smoke show Laserdisc. And it's nothing. It's really just the fault of the script. Like, I didn't like the ending of the movie, and I wanted to love it, and so much of 4/5 of it is fantastic, and it looks fantastic. It's got great THX certified Criterion Collection release with Fincher's approval. And it's got Dolby Digital, and it's just a nice release. It took forever for any of this stuff to come out on Criterion, put a Blu-ray out years ago, but it was quite some time. And it's just a nice, gorgeous gatefold, and it's fun to revisit every now and then. And of course, Michael Douglas is freaking amazing in it. But the reason I chose it is just because how intense it is, and I tried to choose thrillers that just kind of hit the throttle at an early point and just kind of don't let up. And that's what this is. Like, it just keeps this guy on his feet. If you haven't heard about it before, it's about this guy who's not too far off from Gordon Gekko from Wall Street. He's this rich man whose father met an early demise, and now he's reached the same age, and his brother Sean Penn has kind of turned into this free spirit, and this guy's an uptight businessman, and he's got everything he needs except for a soul. So Sean Penn decides to give him an exciting experience, and then the kind of lines are blurred as to what is reality and what is the game. But yeah, it's intense. So that's number 5. Number 4, a movie that isn't fantastic, but the first half is just so damn interesting. We're going with Mute Witness.
Ooh.
This is a interesting movie that was mostly shot in Moscow, and it deals with a deaf woman who works for makeup on a horror film. And so it does kind of toe the lines into horror a little bit, but not too much. But it's nonstop intensity for the first hour. It's crazy. It's basically she's got a bunch of family and friends that work on this film shoot, and it's great because it kind of pulls like Mission Impossible, where it has the kind of fake out intro, but it's like a murder, but it's the movie that's being filmed, and then you get to see all the people on the set, and then she sticks behind after hours, and come to find out, some very, very bad gentlemen are using the exact same set to make snuff films after hours, and it's pretty much like a crazy run for your life moment from that point on. It does lose a little bit of its edge in the second half when it kind of releases the pressure valve a bit, but it's just really gritty and gross, and you just feel icky and just paranoid the whole time. That first side. So I recommend it. It is Columbia TriStar, so it is a DADC USA router, but yeah, you might look out and find a clean copy, but check it out. It's really interesting. I forgot the name of the actress. I think she's a Russian actress as well. Was it Marina Sedina? She's really good.
Would you say that's the Russian district in San Francisco?
Yeah, also San Francisco. This is also famous for the director approached Alec Guinness before even having a script and was like, I want you to be in this movie. And he's like, okay, I guess. So he literally drives in one scene and just rolls down a window, and he's like, I'm Alec Guinness. Boo. And then takes the check and takes off. So it's great. But yeah, no, it's San Francisco, Moscow. So number 3, Steven Spielberg's Duel, the theatrical version, is just nonstop pedal to the metal intensity. This one guy is heading out of the city from Los Angeles, and it ends up just on these winding roads out in the middle of nowhere, which is fine if there's not a giant truck that you pissed off intending to kill you. And it's very I think it's even more intense than Jaws is. This truck is basically the Jaws of this film. But Jaws is a lot more fun, and this thing is intense from the start to finish. And this is the the longer version that it was originally. I think it was ABC TV movie, and this is the longer one that came out in theaters in the UK. And it's just nonstop. Dennis Weaver is great in it, and it has a couple moments where he has a phone conversation or stops into the diner, but still there's just this current of intensity going on, and paranoia. Again, I tried to pick films that were just intense and just filled you with some sort of level of paranoia. So highly recommend Duel. Number 2, this one's not entirely intense, but it does just not stop.
Yes.
Alfred Hitchcock's North by Northwest. Cary Grant is the man. It's the proto James Bond film. Yeah, he's a businessman who does the wrong thing at the wrong time and is mistaken for a gentleman who's a spy. And I think we might have his visitor. And yeah, it's just got a lot of not globe hopping per se, because a lot of it's I think most of it's in the United States, but a lot of travelogue stuff. So it's fantastic, and it's got an amazing finale on Mount Rushmore and the crop duster scene you've probably seen in movie clips countless times. Just a fantastic film, and again, just one guy just constantly finding out that there's something going on around the corner, and he's on the run. And number 1, I'm choosing this. I do find it a really good film, but it's the first thriller I bought on LaserDisc. Shout out to Vinny. Dead Calm. It's got Billy Zane in it. It's got Sam Neill, and it's got Nicole Kidman, and it is just a really tight noise film. Noise about a couple who are lamenting the fact that their child has died in the accident, and they kind of get away from it all on a boat. And they get away from it all, but also encounter another boat with Billy Zane, and some things have been apparently going down on the boat he's coming from, and he's not quite the most reliable narrator. And so they're already tense situation has grown tenser with this guy, and it's loaded with claustrophobia, paranoia, and it's not a super long movie. It says horror, but it's more of a thriller than a horror film. It's only 96 minutes, so Ryan could even watch it.
That's appealing.
Yeah, but it's the first thriller I ever bought on LaserDisc, so it's coming in at number 1. It's fantastic
awesome.
movie. I would say underrated, but nowadays it's got its fan base. And we have a special guest joining us, I believe.
Yeah. Hi,
You
guys.
made it. What's happening?
Welcome.
So much. I'm sorry. Hi, guys. Thank you for having me. I'm really glad to be here.
Yeah, we have Mark A. Rivera, who is novelist, journalist, man about town.
Yeah. I'm a blogger, and I write books, and I'm kind of a jack of all trades in terms of internet stuff. And I got into LaserDiscs since the early 1990s when I got my first player, which was the one with the 5-disc changer on it. And then I got the A100 that I gave to you. And I love LaserDisc. It's a great format, even in this stage of its de-evolution, I guess. I don't really know.
Sure, yeah.
But here's the thing I love about it is that, when I was a film student, we were still using analog technology. So it was 16 millimeter film, Super 8 millimeter film. The technology of filmmaking and editing had not changed in like almost 75 to 80 years. So I love the fact, that you change a disc and stuff, because it reminds me of working in the projector room in school and just switching one disc to the next, and I was
Changing reels, yeah.
Reels, and eventually, when the school started to, when the film department, we got they started putting LaserDisc players inside the projection booths for an alternative from renting out, film prints. Although some professors would always stick with the film prints, which honestly, I don't blame them, because it's film. But
sure, yeah.
But there was nothing else like LaserDisc in its heyday, and even now, I still feel that LaserDisc, in some ways, you just get so much love and care put into it, So I just got my second player, but I haven't hooked it up yet. I just opened it today after
Oh, nice.
it's in a box for a week, and hopefully it will work. I'm just one of those weird people that like sometimes I buy something and I end up not opening it for like a week or two, depending on, I have to be in the mood, you know. But it's like the bedroom player, you know, which I'm sure all of you understand.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I got one right back there.
yeah. So I have a Pro Scan in my living room, and now I got a Pioneer for the bedroom, but it's a flipper. It's a flipper, if you know what I mean. It doesn't automatically turn, but I don't mind that because up until I got the Pro Scan, I never had an automatic flipping machine, if you know what I mean. A machine that went from side A to side B automatically. So I think it's better in the living room when you have people over to watch a movie. It's much better to have it automatically do that for you. But prior to that, I mean, I remember inviting friends over to watch, you know, all sorts of movies, Elite Maniac, not Indiana Jones, Freddy Krueger, you know, A Nightmare.
Oh, nice.
And I remember, you know, like we would, you know, I would just get up, flip the side, you know what I mean?
Yep.
No big deal. And, you know, there's just something that we missed from that. So,
yeah, nobody ever complained at my party. Yeah, it was just a good reason to take a break and go get a snack or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And sometimes, you know, you want to watch a movie, and then when it does stop, like you said, you could take a break, get a snack, or take a nap, or do something else, or you know, it's you know, I kind of like that. You know what I mean? So, if this thing works, because I haven't tested it yet, I'll be very happy. Although I think even if it does work, I'm you know, like I'm saying, I'm gonna show it to you if it does work. Even so, just to get your recommendation if you think I should, I don't know, grease it up or whatever it is, and because
give it some fine tuning. Yeah.
Yeah, fine tuning. Because here's the thing, LaserDisc players are kind of like old cars, aren't they? We were talking about this. They're like old cars, you know, like. But instead of like messing with the motor and the transmission, it's putting on a new belt and greasing the whatever that is that comes out the
you got to lube the tray and everything. Yeah.
You know? So hopefully this thing was super light. The box packaging was good, not as good as the way you pack, Sam, but it was still good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping one of two things. Well, two things actually. One, that I'll be able to fit it into my console here in the bedroom without having to like make any major changes. And two, I'm hoping that it works.
For sure.
You know, so I'm one of those guys that if I don't stop myself, I'll keep going on and on and on. So I'm going to leave it back to you guys.
That's a good. We're glad you were able to join us. So like you said, you were collecting back in the same kind of period I was in the 90s. So it's cool, you know, that you were able to experience, you know, shops in New York and everything like that. They sell discs.
Oh, I loved it. I used to go to Kim's Video in the Village, and that's where you can get good Japanese imports. The Virgin Megastore used to get them too, and HMV, especially the one on 72nd Street. I remember getting, I don't have it anymore, but I had Eraserhead.
Ooh, nice.
The Dune that I have, I bought over there. And then, you know, J&R Music and Computer World was really great for LaserDiscs.
Yeah.
And they used to be all like regular, like Suncoast Video. There was one, what was it called, Coconuts or something like that?
Oh yeah, Coconuts, yeah.
Right, you know, and Tower Video, and so it was always fun. And I really think it's the same thing I say about the record store, where I think that we really missed a safe social environment for people to socialize and kind of, because everybody loves music, you know. It's one of what I call the three universal languages. Music, math, and love, I think, are the three universal languages, you know. And so I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
Like the gathering spaces and socializing at the stores, and
exactly. And the same thing with video stores, you know. I mean, you know, sometimes same thing, you know. I mean, it was certainly cheaper to rent a movie back in the day, even on LaserDisc, you know.
I used to rent a lot of them. Yeah.
I wish my library had them, because I've gotten like used library copies, and they come in these nice, like really thick plastic sleeves, and they're very cool.
Nice.
So, you know, I got into that, and you know, I was a film student, so it was the natural thing to do. I saw Kurt Loder talking about him, showing packs. Yeah, I used to watch The Big Picture. Remember that show?
Oh yeah,
TV.
yeah, I remember that. Wow.
Yeah. Miller's Crossing, and you know, and the other one, Barton Fink. Barton Fink was really good for sound because they did a lot of sound design.
Yeah, I keep meaning to get the letterboxed reissue of that because it's one of the few Coens I don't have on LD from that period.
Yeah,
good stuff though.
Absolutely.
Cool. So we're chatting about thrillers. I just dropped my top 5, but we're gonna keep on rolling. Hopefully you got some you'll be able to.
Absolutely.
We're gonna go through Ryan and Maxine, and then we'll let you jump in.
Okay, I'm sorry if I interrupted you at all, Ryan.
No, you're all good.
No,
Your
it was good.
Excellent.
Yeah, it was good timing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So we picked this category, and normally, as Sam mentioned, we get really specific or oddball specific, or make it so it's like, well, okay, now I have a subset of 50 good choices or 25 good choices. No, we just left an asterisk and went for it. So I started off watching some Rotarian stuff and things like that, and I'm like, I'm gonna visit some things that I haven't visited since I picked them up. So we'll start off with number 5. Double Jeopardy. So if you can get past the premise of them convicting her of murder without a body, it's not bad. She goes all out. Ashley Judd is pretty good in this, and Tommy Lee Jones, he's kind of a patsy.
Tommy Lee Jones.
But it's fun to watch her conspire and hunt down her husband and save her kid, I guess. But it was entertaining. Great picture. Okay sound. There wasn't like anything spectacular for sound, but it's definitely a nice later release if you can find it.
I was gonna say you get the late release and Japanese import double flex points for that. So
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
I watched this one, and
Awesome.
this is a really, really good pressing. Japanese only on DTS. My biggest complaint is that I had to switch discs. It broke that 120-minute mark, which for me is like watching 2 films.
Yeah, because that's the same extended cut that's only available on LD, right?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Wow.
But I mean, it's got a great cast, and it's a pretty good story, and it's at least plausible. So I enjoyed it. Number 3, not as plausible. But
sticking with the late release theme though.
the ending sequence in the art gallery with the suitcases and everything is fantastic. Like, they did such a great job on it. I enjoyed it. Great picture, another great sounding disc, and it's still obtainable. Like,
yeah,
surprising for its lateness, but definitely obtainable. Number 2.
That's not a really late release, so you lose points for that.
Are you sure about that?
Oh wait, no, maybe it is a late release. All right, you get points for that.
Let's see.
Yeah.
it came out in '99 in the theater, so we'll figure out if that's late. But
it's not Japanese though, so
oh darn. But no, this is another great sounding disc. It's got Luis Guzman, which we might have to do a top 5 of.
I'm thinking we should.
Right, that's a good idea.
Yeah, he's great.
It's entertaining. Like, it's well put together, and this is another one that you don't have to have disbelief in the entire concept. It flows well enough that you're like, okay, yeah, is it a little elaborate and over the top in places? Sure, but
It's got Denzel. You always believe whatever he's doing.
Oh,
yeah, even if he can't move,
Yeah,
he can still bite though. Like, that's
Good
all
point.
that matters.
Yeah.
And then number 1.
Ah,
I hadn't seen this, and I absolutely loved it. It is twisted. It's enjoyable, and man, does it look good. Plus, it's got a 61-minute side. So
Oh.
that side A is like 60 minutes and 57 seconds or something. So
nice.
really cool, really intense at times. I enjoyed it. So yeah, these are my commons for the thriller.
The comments, yeah. Now I know what your overall theme was.
Yeah, commons. I tried to pick films of the people. All right, Maxine, what do you have?
All right. I
What do you
think I'm gonna switch a little bit on my order because I too.
Oh,
Yes.
My dad's like obsessed with this movie.
Hmm.
And so the amount of times I've seen this movie is honestly hilarious. So yeah, this has a soft spot for me. And I absolutely went into LaserDisc database and sorted by Thriller and
Nice.
immediately was like, oh, I like that one, I like that one, I like that one, I'm done. And that was it. So
good deal.
That really helped.
Is
But
your
yeah,
dad into the original too, or just that one?
he really is into this one because he's
That's
a
cool.
big Rene Russo.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, but yeah, he loves Steve McQueen too, but that's his jam. He watches the hell out of that one.
Nice.
I've seen that a lot of times. So, okay. Next.
Nice.
Rush. This is very sexy, very just dark and weird and like freaking Alicia Silverstone. She's like gets all like obsessed with him
Yeah.
and just basically like it just goes real wrong.
And that's like, lest I knew, the only place you can get the original, because they had to change her name legally. Because I think they used some other person's actual name for her character. And so when it
Yeah,
came out
her
on
name-
Blu-ray, they had to like dub in like a fake voice saying a different name.
Yeah, her name's Darian.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I forgot who it is. Somebody was like, that's me. And they're like, oh, our bad.
Yeah.
We'll fix it.
That one's actually really good. I enjoyed that one. This one, however,
Yeah.
no one ever talks about this. And
Sherilyn Fenn, though.
Sherilyn Fenn looking real good.
I'm in.
And like the whole vibe of this movie is just like there's a lot of like twists and she's like amnesia, but like is she or is she playing everybody? And they're like in California at this nice little motel and all these little subplots are happening and it's like very like hot sticky summer
Nice.
and like the nice cool old cars. Like I'm not positive exact 1958.
All right.
Yeah, it felt like early 60s to me, but just like Southern California and just yeah, it's just really like it's that kind of dark noir vibe, but like
I was gonna say it sounds like a neo-noir thing. Yeah,
Totally,
that's cool.
totally. But it's I mean it says if you like Twin Peaks, check Into the Sunset Motel. So
Of course, yeah.
of course. So yeah, this totally had that vibe to me. And this I feel like is pretty easy to come by. I mean, I didn't have any trouble getting this, but no one ever talks about it and it's really worth a watch.
That sounds cool. Anybody else that cool in that, or
Oh, I really liked, I don't remember this guy's name, but I really liked his character.
is that David Johansen?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
But yes, I really enjoyed him specifically in that one with Sherilyn Fenn. Okay,
Wait.
number 2.
Classic.
Yeah, that's a favorite.
Woo!
The kids
Man.
love the Wild Things.
Woo! They love Wild Things, man. This is this movie. This is a really just bizarre movie. Like I had never seen this until like I want to say like maybe 2 years ago. And watching this like again, oh my god, like this is just wild. Like I was not expecting, like some of it I was like, okay, this is like expected, but like a lot of it I was like, man, I was not expecting that twist, or like I was not expecting that. So and
Nice.
that to me, that I was really trying to come up with like what is the technical definition of thriller, because I was again kind of running into a lot of things where a lot of crossover genres. I'm like,
Yeah,
"Eh,
it's horror, it's noir. Yeah.
no, I really want something that like speaks to me about like being a thriller, or like so that helping sort was like, all right, these have been deemed thrillers. I was like,
It's
"What
official.
easier?" It's official. So this one gets a shout out to the OG podcast from Sam and the crew.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that's a flashback.
Oh yeah, this one was on my freaking top 5 LA from the OG podcast.
Yeah, Laser Discotheque.
Oh yeah, this one's really good. It's
Nice.
super good because it's just freaking like well, trying to be somebody that he's not, which is
Nice.
a cool guy, and he's a cool guy. Like he's like not this guy, but I just like love him trying to be like a brunette
Yeah.
And then it's freaking, you know, Jenny Wright and
Oh, nice.
who else was
Susie and the Banshees.
Oh yeah, she's.
Oh,
I
wow.
love her whole look. Like, she has so many looks in this freaking movie that are just incredible. This hat moment she has with this like leopard print moment. Ooh, But, like,
Meatloaf. Did I see Meatloaf in there too?
yes, Meatloaf is in this. This is, and the soundtrack of this is really good.
Yeah.
But my most favorite part is her house is like this Memphis design, which is like ultra my taste, and it's just this super geometric, like pastel colors. Like, this is like, watch this one because it's really underrated and bizarre, and just like, it's just super out there, not weird science role for freaking Michael Anthony Hall.
Right.
So just, yeah, there's, I mean, it's just great. Even this bad guy, I feel like he's familiar. I don't remember everybody's names, so
Is that the guy from like the first Power or
he
something?
kind of has, like, he just looked super familiar and I couldn't put my finger on him.
Yeah,
But, like, yeah, Meatloaf is definitely in this, but yeah, Jenny Wright steals the show 100%. She's so good. It's just them running around like, it's also, yeah, because obviously it's an LA movie. They're just running around LA the whole time, and there's like a lot of like iconic little areas they run through. So it's really good. I love that one.
Yeah, I'll look that dude up. I'll see if I can find out what
Okay.
he's from. Yeah. So that was number one.
That was number one because that one's true LA. And if you're gonna go thriller, I feel like an LA thriller is proper.
All right. Respect. All right, Mark, we're on. What do you got? Anything?
Well, yes, for thrillers.
Yeah.
JFK, the director's cut.
All right.
Box set. This includes a documentary, Beyond JFK, The Question of Conspiracy. And this movie was adapted loosely from a book by Jim Mars about his investigations into the alleged JFK conspiracy to, the terrible assassination that happened. But what I love about this movie is the editing and all the different film stocks used. And this is before CGI and everything. So when you're watching this, he's going from 16 millimeter black and white to 35 millimeter color to super 8 millimeter, especially with the Zapruder film and all that stuff. And it's just a work of art for the editing alone. And I would have thought to myself, it couldn't be outdone, but it actually, in Natural Born Killers, he took it to another level.
Sure, yeah.
And then in U-Turn, he parodied that style, because the U-Turn was kind of a dark comedy in its own way. But this is a great LaserDisc set. There's nothing really in it. It's just the discs.
No
And,
script
like,
or
on
anything.
each side, there's no extras on it in terms of like extra doodads.
Yep.
But it's a movie that's important. And if you want this on LaserDisc, it's the one to get. So this is my first pick, the special limited edition box set of JFK, the director's cut, with the Beyond JFK, The Question of Conspiracy. And I love the scene where it's a scene kind of like I don't want to say the word because it sounds bad. One of those things, like when he meets with Donald Sutherland.
Yeah.
That's a whole great scene, and it's a lot of truth to it, what he's talking about, especially, he goes through history going all the way back to the 50s and stuff, and the military industrial complex and stuff like that. And it's, you can't go wrong with Oliver Stone. Oliver Stone for 30 years used a camera to make dramatic stories, but hold it back to us and show us America from his point of view. And I really wish he would make more films because I really love his movies. So that's number one.
Nice.
Number two is another Oliver Stone film. This is really one of those movies that's very tense. It's Talk Radio.
Oh,
Nice.
cool.
Luke had that last
Yeah.
week, I think.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was a big fan, right?
Yeah, you liked it. Well, maybe you didn't.
Yeah. It's hard to read Luke sometimes. Yeah.
It's got Alec Baldwin. It's got John C. McGinley. Alec Baldwin's like really young here. Like this and that other movie he made with John Hughes. She's Having a Baby.
Oh yeah.
The movies that I remember first seeing him in.
Yeah.
It's Eric Bogosian's performance and the use of the camera revolving around very slowly, and the tension that like really builds up. And I mean, it was a great film. I consider this to be like, I've kind of taken Oliver Stone films and I've divided them up into kind of trilogies, whether they intended to be or not. And so like I see this as part of like the 1980s. I see it like Salvador, Talk Radio, and Wall Street for me are like his look at the 1980s, like three different points of view. Because that's really the Talk Radio explosion, like with Howard Stern and all that stuff, exploded, and Don Imus and whatever. It all exploded, you know, in the 80s, I think. And I remember hearing Howard Stern on the radio say that he saw this movie and it made him get a gun permit because it frightened the hell out of him. You know what I mean? So it's a great film. So by the way, I know I said like that's number one and stuff like that, but honestly, I didn't think to put them in an actual number order. So
that's fine. It's pretty loose. So yeah.
Okay.
We're not gonna hold you to it.
Yeah.
We might quiz you. But...
Yeah.
All right. Now these two, I kind of, if you don't mind, I'm going to cheat a little bit because they're two that I think are like perfect, like brother and sister, if you will.
Okay, so we got a tie. All right.
Tracks with Dennis Hopper, and this I got it with the signature on it.
Nice.
And then this movie, The Ninth Configuration, written and directed by William Peter Blatty. It's the feature film adaptation of Twinkle Twinkle Killer Kane, which was a stage play in Broadway or off Broadway, and it has an early role from Richard Lynch. It has in the cast, it's got Stacy Keach, who does a phenomenal performance. Scott Wilson, who a lot of people now recognize from from playing Herschel on The Walking Dead's early seasons.
Oh yeah.
But he's had a very big acting. It's got Jason Miller from
Exorcist, yeah.
Ed Flanders, Neville Brand, and Moses Gunn, as well as Robert Loggia is in it. And
nice.
It's and you know what? I in a way this is kind of giving away a spoiler, but I highly recommend it anyway. But if you've seen Shutter Island, this Shutter Island owes a lot to this movie. Now, what?
That's a good point. Yeah, true.
Now, Tracks, it's about Dennis Hopper. It's got I forgot his name. One of my favorite actors, Dean Stockwell.
Oh, nice.
You know, it's got Dean Stockwell, and it's a small film. You know, a lot of the movie is Dennis Hopper, but if you want to see Dennis Hopper go nuts pre like Blue Velvet and whatever that movie's called with the like the Dark Side of the Breakfast Club with the what is that ocean the River's Edge, I think it was called.
Oh yeah. And he was in like Rumblefish, but he wasn't really that crazy in that. Yeah.
No, he was more, you know, but like back then, you know, plus he directed Colors. But this movie, it'd be the giveaway. It just like it's so devastating that you know, when you see it at when you come to the conclusion and you see what happens next, it's just like it's jaw dropping. And so I saw this on VHS a long time ago at my friend's house, and when I had the opportunity to buy them both on LaserDisc, even though I've never seen anywhere except VHS. But,
yeah, I don't see that around very often.
Yeah, I don't know if it was ever released on DVD or anything, but this I know has been on DVD as well as on Blu-ray disc, etc. But with Ninth Configuration, I don't mind owning it on LaserDisc even if it's pan and scan because of the performances. And Stacy Keach, he's got like this deep speaking voice, reminds me of Powers Booth. And you know, both of those actors, you know, kind of I think were underappreciated for their time because they brought a lot of character. You know, I mean, Stacy Keach was Mike Hammer, and I think Powers Booth. I don't know if he played some crazy people. I think he played that Guyana tragedy guy. You know what I'm talking about.
Jim Jones.
Jim Jones, yeah. Now, then I have too many thrillers, so I'm not gonna really show you them all because I overloaded because I wasn't sure how many to bring. But these two are again ties. But actually no, they're not ties. But this one is the better one, but I'll just speak about this because they're both worth seeing. They both came out in 1998.
Nice, good film.
This is the it's a gatefold, by the by, which is cool. I love it when they do the gatefolds. It's about MK Ultra, which was a real thing that happened. Bill Clinton had to apologize on behalf of, I think it was the CIA or probably the CIA that did that. They were experimenting with psychedelics and mind control, and so it's kind of a type of a Manchurian Candidate type of situation. And the movie is very good, except for the ending. It's got like a Hollywood ending tacked on, as does the next one. But it's very interesting if you watch both this one and Mel Gibson, although he goes a little bit off the rails sometimes in his like sense of humor type of as playing a person that's super paranoid. Sometimes he's kind of really kind of like was it like winking at the camera.
Sure, yeah.
He's not Mad Max crazy, you know what I mean? He's winking at the camera crazy. But it's him and Richard Donner, etc.
Patrick Stewart's great in that too.
Yeah. Oh, Patrick Stewart's scary in that.
I know, right?
Looking down at you, and you're like, I feel like he's going to say to me, "Is it safe?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So this is a great film. I just don't like the Hollywood ending in it.
Sure,
but it's a very good film, but it has succeeded. Actually, the next film is even more wild and more crazy. Because this one, there is no doubt in my mind that whether it's predictive programming or just regular, showing us something that would come to pass. Enemy of the State with Will Smith and the great Gene Hackman.
Nice.
This film shows you the surveillance state and the technology that this came out in 1998. And think about Edward Snowden, what he revealed in the early 2010s, as well as all the laws that went into place following 9/11. And well, what can I say? This movie was prescient in some ways because, when I saw it on home video back in the day, I thought to myself, it was a good thriller. But now when I watched, I'm like, wow, I can't believe how, that obviously we had to this type of technology in the 90s. And you could also see that technology in is it the Sum of All Fears? The Jack.
Oh, the Jack Ryan. Yeah.
What the second Harrison Ford one?
The second was Patriot Games.
Patriot Games, and then there was
Clear and Present Danger was the second Harrison. Yeah.
Clear and Present Danger has the scene with Willem Dafoe, and they use a satellite.
Yes. Yeah.
And now that predates the drone technology, but I mean, it's obvious. They say that whatever, let's say like tablets, they probably had tablets in the military like 30 years or 20 years before they released it. I mean, NASA created Velcro. Anyway, this film has in it, besides Will Smith and Gene Hackman, it's got John Voight, good creepy role for him. It's got Regina King, Jake Busey, Barry Pepper, Gabriel Byrne, as well as Lisa Bonet in an underrated role. She looks very pretty, but it's not the prettiness that I'm sorry. I should have said it that way. She's basically like a person that works for lawyers and does investigations for them, like sort of like a private eye, I guess. Anyway. It's a great movie. It suffers from the same Hollywood ending type of thing where it's like, oh no, this would, after all they went through, and then they do this cute thing. You're telling me, especially, I don't know, but it's a fun film. I used to wonder whether he's sort of playing the same character. Like you could picture the guy from The Conversation becoming this guy.
Sure, yeah.
But they're not the same character. But it's clearly that he's meant to evoke it. And The Conversation itself is a good thriller.
Yeah, if I had it on LD, that would have been a contender for my top 5 for sure.
Absolutely. I bought this from Vinny, and he gave me a pretty good price for it, I thought,
Nice.
So I'm really happy to have it. And so those are my thrillers that I have.
All right.
Today. I have others, but obviously it's not the Mark Rivera show. It's the
that'll be tomorrow night. We'll come back and do the Mark Rivera show.
Okay. Thank you,
Cool.
guys.
Thanks. All right. Well, let's segue into a quick wolf pick. So if you've seen the show before, if you haven't, we just choose 2 films and we battle out which one is the winner. It could be based on, well, you could use anything, any logic. You like the actor, you like the colors of the jacket, or you like the LaserDisc better or the movie better. So we're gonna do 2 big regular common thrillers that both received the Criterion Collection treatment, and throw down Silence of the Lambs versus Seven. 2 S's, 2 Criterions. Yeah.
How are we judging these?
Whatever you want. You could say like, I like movies with Jodie Foster, so therefore Silence of the Lambs is better. Or you can choose it by the LaserDisc. You say, maybe you like the presentation of the LaserDisc better.
Okay. Is there any order that who goes first? Or
We usually throw it out to Ryan. We'll see if he what he's got.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. We'll throw it down the line.
Well, I mean, how many of them have DTS releases?
That would be 7.
Yeah, and it's actually a pretty stunning release. So 7.
All right.
Sure.
All right. Fair enough.
Max,
All right, what do you got, Max?
I
know,
Silence of the Lambs.
Okay. It's the first, right?
I just that one's I saw that one before I saw the other one, so I'll go with that.
That's fair enough. Yeah. Any reason is a good reason. All right, Mark, which one do you think you like better?
Well, I got it. All right. So this is a hard one. This is a real hard one.
It is it's a bitch.
I have to say that on one level, I think The Silence of the Lambs is a better executed film, especially, and the screenplay by Ted Talley is very sharp, really well toned, and I like the cameos from other filmmakers that show up, like George Romero, one part.
Oh yeah,
one of the guys. But at the same time, if there was ever, like, you know how they talk about there's like one character that was another maniac, that Hannibal, basically, whatever, you don't know what he said, but he drove the guy to take his own life after he did something really disgusting to Jodie Foster. She passed by his cell. And so, Hannibal's, the thing about Hannibal is he gets into your mind, and that's where he really F's with you. But if there was ever a killer that I don't think Hannibal would be able to get to because he was just too wound up, it would be John Doe. Yeah. And my favorite, one of the best scenes, I made my friend laugh, that really illustrates why John Doe is the way he is that he walks into the precinct with his hands bloodied, blood on his shirt, probably coming from doing what he did. And he comes in, nobody's paying attention to him, and he goes, detective, really loud. And then they notice him,
He has to scream to be noticed, even with all the blood all over himself. Yeah.
Exactly. And then, I have to sit on one level, because Thomas Harris, but I have to admit, I think I'm going to go with 7. It is out as a modern classic. But if you were going to tell me technical aspects of the film, Silence of the Lambs is the better film in some ways. But also that telescene process, the cinematography is beautiful in 7.
The silver retention on the Criterion release. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know people that saw in the movie theater, and they were like, they couldn't make out what was going on.
Yeah. So dark. Yeah, I'm gonna go 7 as well, just because, and I do kind of get that, where Silence of the Lambs is a pretty perfect, tense, well-crafted film in itself, and inspired 7 in certain ways. But yeah, there's something about 7 that really connected with me, and I saw it multiple times in the theaters, and that box set is just such an iconic. The Criterion Collection box set is such an iconic LaserDisc for me that I can't. Yeah, I pre-ordered it from Suncoast and everything like that, so it was such an important part of my life at the time. I can't choose anything else. Sorry, Silence of the Lambs, you're a fantastic contender. So it looks like we're tied up. Or wait, no, Ryan went for 7, right?
Yeah, of course.
DTS. Sorry, 7 wins. Good job. All right, we're gonna segue over to recent spins. We're gonna do whatever 5 laserdiscs maybe you watched recently that you want to select and show and talk about. So I tried to keep it thriller related. I did watch some thrillers. I did watch a lot of Hong Kong movies too, but I wanted to revisit some things, including Copycat, which is normally a rotter. I did finally find a copy that's relatively clean. I think there's a little bit of speckling on side 3. It's always that last CAV side that has the extra speckles, but not too shabby. But interesting, film with Sigourney Weaver playing a survivor, a la Aliens, but whereas Alien, she kind of picked up a gun and went badass. And this one, she's really traumatized by an incident early on in the film where an insanely over the top this little cute little fella there who's normally singing songs from When Harry Met Sally shows up in here as this crazy killer. I forgot the name of the killer character. He has a cool name like McCullum or something like that. But yeah, Harry Connick Jr. is just this insane madman that ends up trapping Sigourney Weaver in this hairy bathroom situation. And he's just super crafty, and in terms of Silence of the Lambs and Manhunter, Red Dragon, he's got a bit of a similar Hannibal Lecter vibe in which he communicates with other killers out there, and it ends up creating the situation where this one guy is now kind of recreating one of her lectures where she talked about other serial killers and is recreating their crimes one by one, leading up to a situation where she might get drawn into it as a victim. And Holly Hunter's in it, and Dermot Mulroney, and it's just a well done. Christopher Young of Hellraiser score fame did the music. It's very, very nice. And of course, she lives in this ultra modern marina house in San Francisco, so it's it's got a gorgeous look to it, and the production design is good. And yeah, it's just an intense flick. And yeah, Harry Connick Jr. is just he's totally having a blast in this movie, even though he's a smaller role. He's more like Hannibal Lecter and Manhunter, where he's not the main kind of focus of the film. I also watched Silent Fall, which is not that much of a thriller. It's like 10% thriller, but it is a really interesting Bruce Beresford film. But it's written by Akiva Goldsman, who I don't normally love a lot of his screenplays, and this was the first one he sold, and it's basically a spin-off of his life. His father was a therapist, and he lived in a home for autistic, I think it was mostly children. So it's a film about an autistic child who witnesses a murder, and Liv Tyler in her first film role is his sister. And Richard Dreyfuss plays this guy who he used to run a home for kids, and things took a turn for the worse. So now he's reluctant to get involved when the cops come asking. Who is it? JT Walsh is in it as a cop, and you can never trust him. John Lithgow, you can never trust him either. He's always up to something. Linda Hamilton doesn't even really do anything until like halfway through the movie. She's just kind of like there on the sidelines. But it's basically he has to help this kid kind of cope with the death of his parents and kind of explain what happened and find out what he knows. And Liv Tyler keeps getting involved and trying to tempt him with her Lolita-like ways along the way, and that causes stress in the family because he's married to Linda Hamilton, and she doesn't like that. But it does get a little goofy in times where the kid has this ability to, it's like echolalia, where he can mimic other people, but they actually just use like straight up dubbing of other people's voices. So they have a scene where he rolls up in a restaurant and grabs a microphone and starts, all of a sudden, like, he doesn't talk at all, but when he has a microphone in his hand, he starts like doing voices of the lady at the front desk at the restaurant, telling people that all beer is free and stuff like that. So it gets a little goofy at times. And I mean, half the movie is a treacly kind of sentimental, therapist film, and then there's like a wee bit of thrills. So this is a good thriller, but it's a little too cool. It wasn't as intense all the way through, so it didn't make my top 5. But it is a really, really good film. One False Move, but Billy Bob Thornton in this film, and he wrote it. Carl Franklin directed, and the late great Bill Paxton is in it. it's got some pretty savage moments where this, you know, kind of natural born killers-esque situation, these, you know, thrill killers, but there's 3 of them and they're on the move and they're heading towards Arkansas, and the Los Angeles cops end up having to go to the small town, and Bill Paxton is, you know, the small town sheriff there, who ends up kind of like, you think it's going to be one of those things where he's this kind of slow yokel cop guy, but he's actually overcompensating for it. And he doesn't even eat a full breakfast. He just runs right off into the street, and you know, nobody can keep up with him. And he's called Hurricane. Just such an interesting character. And sure enough, he's got a lot going on in his past that, yeah, he might have to, you know, keep some things hidden too. Really good. And when it does get intense, it's super intense, but it's very much like a relationship and yeah, movie on top of that. So, but yeah, highly recommend that. And I had to get, this was also a pickup. Oh wait, is that, yep, this is next. I watched The Net, Sandra Bullock.
Yes.
I got a, let me see if I have the sticker. Is the sticker in there? I think I might have left it downstairs. Nope, there it is. If you can ever find a shrink wrapped copy and it has the manufactured in Austria on there, then you can get a copy from DADC Austria, which is not rotted, unlike the DADC USA. Same jacket, otherwise. Yeah, it's actually a pretty fun film, and it's John Brancato and Michael Ferris, who were doing like a ton of movies around the same time with this same kind of paranoid thriller situation. But yeah, Sandra Bullock plays this character who's you know, she pretty much just scans programs and software for like bands. There's like a band that has like an interactive website, and she has to, you know, scan it for problems. And but it's cool, it's cutting edge. She can order pizza from her laptop, and it really gets into the whole kind of chat culture that was going on at the time, and people that were kind of giving up living real lives in order to just chat on the internet all the time. I mean, we don't have that problem nowadays. It was strictly a 90s problem.
Yes.
But yeah, she ends up getting roped into the situation where she uncovers some secret programming that may have very dire consequences. And basically it's got a villainous Bill Gates character. So this is going to seem completely insane. Basically, there's like, what if Bill Gates was a bad guy and he was secretly using his like software and his influence to backload something horrible into society? Like, so yeah, nobody would even buy that in today's world. But The Net, it's actually a really intense thriller. But Dennis Miller shows up like halfway through. I mean, he could have been in a little bit longer, but I enjoyed it. And Jeremy Northam he's one of those guys that, you know, he's the bad guy the second he walks on screen. So that was the only thing. Sandra Bullock is pretty smart and savvy the whole time, but she should have known he was up to something. And see, the last one is an HK film. It is not a thriller. I had to break the trend. Stephen Chow in Fight Back to School.
Ooh.
He is yeah, and this was like one of his first like All for the Winter, and this were like the first of his total nonsense comedies. He is like this super cool cop that, and you know, he kills everybody and also gets everybody on his team killed in this training exercise early on. And come to find out, his boss, you know, they were doing stuff with these local kids, the students, and his boss ended up losing his gun. His boss is also proud of the fact that he never uses his gun. It's just lucky, and he uses it to scratch his back. So he really wants it back. So the whole thing is like a Billy Madison thing, where this guy has to go back to high school or private school, but it's to get back this guy's gun so he can save face. So that's the entire plot, is just to save face for his boss. Along the way, there happens to be like triads involved with these school kids, and they're running guns and stuff like that. But that's really not the concern. It's mostly just trying to get his boss's gun back. So meanwhile, there's this guy that's actually, you know, he's his superior, but he has to pretend like this guy's his dad. And he's also pretending to be a janitor at the school. And this is Miss Ho. She is the lovely lady that ends up becoming his tutor because he hates going to school. So there's like a great scene where he has to undo his backpack, and there's like a close up of the sweat going down his brow because he has to revisit school. And crazy comedy scenes where, like, yeah, there's these like high-tech like special effects scenes of erasers flying at like a point of view of the eraser as it hits him in the head. Lots of violence. And one of my favorite bits is he's got his little buddy Turtle Wong, who's his sidekick there, and he has to go study at his house once, and his grandma's there, and he just starts Stephen Chow just keeps hitting him on the head with stuff, and then he gives like the pan to his grandma, and he's like, no, hit him on the head. He's like teaching his grandma how to hit her grandson on the head. totally silly, over the top stuff. And yeah, there's lots of gunplay in a school, so it's maybe not totally something that would fly nowadays, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. Fight Back to School. That was my number 5 or 5th that I watched. What do you watch, Ryan?
Oh, I watched a couple of really interesting films. First of which is American Tiger, featuring Olympic gold medalist Mitch Gaylord. Household name.
Well, I mean, gold medalist equals acting, right?
Yeah.
So Mitch is a rickshaw boy. The other title of the film is actually American Rickshaw. Why they didn't just go with American Tiger, I don't know. But Mitch ends up trying to hook up with this stripper he meets.
Of course.
And they go back to a boat, and it's supposedly her boat or something. And she's like acting kind of weird as like they're undressing, and he notices like what's going on, and there's somebody filming them. So it kind of spirals from there. It's got Donald Pleasance. It's got like a subplot between this evil Chinese woman and Donald Pleasance. It's all over the place, but it's got Mitch Gaylord. So if you're looking for Mitch Gaylord films,
man, Donald Pleasance was looking for a paycheck on that one, huh?
Oh yeah, totally. Like
for a paycheck right there on the boat.
He was in the same car with Alec Guinness, I think. They drove in together and did their.
No, he's got quite the ending scene that ends with I don't want to ruin it.
Okay, he actually does things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a preacher. He's an evil preacher. So yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna shoehorn one in because I didn't watch all of it because it's terrible. But I started Animal Instincts and made it about 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Now, from the cover, it looks like complete trash, and it is. But like, it's got a real cast. It's got Jan Michael Vincent, Mitch Gaylord. Mitch Gaylord's in this.
Of course, of course he is.
I don't remember him, so I don't even think I made it to him. It's got John Saxon and David Carradine.
How can it be bad?
But I couldn't, like, if I wanted to watch that, I could just like turn on Showtime in the 90s at night. Like it was not good.
Even Ryan has his limits.
Yeah. Wow. There was just nothing going on.
You didn't like that? Woo, it must be terrible.
Yeah, send it to Max.
I mean, if I wanted to watch porn, I guess I'd probably would like it. I was trying to actually like watch something that had a plot.
Not Sex and Zen. I see.
Yeah. Again, a prime recommendation.
Yes.
I watched Number One Fan with Chad McQueen, everyone's favorite.
Yes.
Chad McQueen. He's the better McQueen, I would say.
Oh,
he's
sure.
High quality McQueen.
So Chad here, he's an actor, and he's pretty famous, and all the chicks love him. And he's got some crazy fans sending him like all kinds of creepy stuff, and he's getting engaged to his girlfriend, and things are going well, and he decides to sleep with this fan, and it just spirals from there because she's, spoiler alert, batshit crazy.
That never happens.
And so it ends in pretty much a thriller-esque manner with explosions and fire.
Okay.
But Chad saves the day, and not quite sure about his marriage, but we'll see.
Bad Chad.
Yeah, that Chad. You can't trust anyone named Chad.
Wow.
The Art of Dying with Wings Hauser and Kathleen Kinmont of Renegade fame.
Yeah.
And this was more of a straightforward thriller. Wings is a cop chasing down this guy who's killing women, and he's filming it because he's making this like theater of life thing.
Oh, hence the spotlights going on there. All right.
And Wings doesn't give a shit. He's just going around, not following any rules. He's got this thing going on with Kathleen Kinmont where she just like shows up and they bang, and Wings is just like going to town on the town, literally.
Wow.
And I believe he actually directed this as well. So
he added that in.
Yeah, it's a production of Wings Hauser. So this is the Wings Hauser like action joint
casting couch.
Yeah, so like if you really wanted to like get the full Wings effect, here. But I gotta say the ending's great. Wings just once again and I'm gonna spoil the ending, but like
All
he
right.
catches the guy who's killing all the women, and they're up on like a billboard, and it's like he can arrest them. And it's like, no, F that. Wings just punches him off the billboard, and just he falls to his death. Like it's great. Like it's
Right.
everything you'd want from a shitty thriller.
Perfect.
And you know, if you can find it, which is pretty easy to find, just go ahead and get it. You'll enjoy it. Now I'm gonna pump the brakes.
Ah, yes.
I watched Dangerous Passion, and you look at the cover, and you've got Carl Weathers and Billy D. Williams,
Together.
Yes.
and this movie just could not keep my attention. It was so freaking boring. Like you have two guys with all the charisma you need, and the plot was just flat. Basically, Carl Weathers is working for Billy D. Williams, steals his girl. Just like they try to run, she dies. There's like, it doesn't make any sense. And by the end, like he, gets his revenge, but they never really have a showdown. Like Billy D. Williams basically like gets his car blown up, and you're like, what the shit? Like you have these two guys who should be like, full of grit and action at the end.
Yeah.
And it's like he's just walking away. And yeah, so like all the potential, none of the promise. Like just
What a letdown.
Man, yeah. These
seriously.
bro movies are starting to yield limited dividends.
The cast was too good for the results.
All right.
And you have to figure on a shitty low budget movie. You can't expect too much, but man, there was just nothing there. There was no tension. It was just boring.
Should have hired Winks Hauser to direct it.
Yeah,
you should
Wings
direct
would have like punched some people off buildings or
Yeah.
some shit. And then
Oh my.
last but not least, I watched The Chain.
Yes.
It was okay. So basically, Gary Busey's a like cop, and he's trying to catch this guy who's running guns, and they end up in this foreign country, and he's brought his girlfriend or wife, and she's all pissed at him because she's like, you just brought me here because you're on a mission and trying to catch somebody. And she gets mad and then ends up going on a date with the guy that he's like going after. And then they get
Of course.
then both of them get like caught by the actual real enemy in the film, and they get chained together, which is where the chain comes in.
Ah, okay.
And then they have some decent action sequences, a lot of like back and forth, and it was okay. Gary Busey was not as unhinged as he could be. There was too much like
Chained up.
love because they
Yeah.
were chained together, but
He was too
yeah,
chained
it
down.
was all right. And in case you're wondering, this is from Indonesia, I believe. So
Wow.
you should be able to just call up your local Indonesian retailer and find a couple copies in stock.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But yeah, those were my 5, plus the bonus 10 minutes of garbage.
Wow. All right. What have you been watching, Max?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna have to freaking swear in one because I forgot it at home.
All right. Send me a pic. I'll put it in.
Okay. But first of all, this one's shout out to Moiki because he asked me for this, and I was like, you know what? I have a sealed copy, and I'm gonna open it. So
Gonna watch it.
gonna watch it. So yeah, I've been doing that a lot lately. If someone asks me for something specific, I'm like, I'm just gonna watch that. So
Smart.
this was freaking. I'm pretty sure I saw this in the theater when I was a kid.
Wow.
But it was everything I was looking for and more. So the freaking music, out of control. And I mean, it's just high quality Power Rangers kicking butt, being freaking spirit animals, having like cool moments with like all kinds of, it's really good. And
Are you still going to give it to Moiki, or are you going to keep it?
Oh no, that's my copy.
Oh, that's yours. Okay. All right.
I've been doing well. If I have a copy of something and I haven't watched it, and someone else asks me, for
You're
one,
like, oh, I'll check this out.
I'll check
Yeah.
out mine now. I'll watch mine.
Oh, I thought it was just QAQC. All right. Now I get it.
But for thriller ones,
Ah. Nice.
which this I had never seen before. This is supposedly like a modern day take on like Red Riding Hood. Like the whole opening sequence was like with the credits and everything was just kind of like drawings of kind of sexy women with like the wolf chasing after him. So that we're really trying to drive home the
Hammer that.
that Red Riding Hood thing, because honestly, if they didn't do that, I don't think I would have fully picked that up. Like it's like breadcrumbed in there that's like they give her the red leather jacket, they give her the little red skirt. Like I get it, she's Red Riding Hood because the red. But like if they didn't just like drop that for you, you probably would not have picked it up. And then the big bad wolf is
Kiefer
Sutherland.
Nice.
Who basically is like the I-5 killer and like freaking weirdly from like I only recognize him because of the Clueless TV show, and he's like her dad from
Oh wow.
But like the guy who's like the cop, he's like from Clueless. So it was weird to see him in like another role that isn't Cher's dad. So
right.
But then basically Reese is just like freaking, she's like supposed to be like illiterate, and she's like her mom is from freaking Pulp Fiction, and then her dad's like this like crack guy, and like they're both just like in a trailer, and like her mom's like prostituting on the street corner, and then they both of them get picked up and taken away to jail, and she's like, well, I have this grandma who's like in Stockton because they're in California, of course. And then basically she's like just like steals a car and then just like starts driving, then the car goes bad, and then Kiefer comes and picks her up, and then she just starts unloading all her problems, which is like a lot of the movie, which I was really like the whole beginning was like very confusing to me. I wasn't sure like what I was getting into, and then like by like the end of it, I was like, damn, this is like wild. She goes to freaking prison. She like beats fools up in prison. She like makes they should have like a sequence of her straight up making a shank in like in a prison cell. This is Reese Witherspoon here.
Yeah, she'll shank you.
I mean, she literally like was pulling a shank out, and she's like, I'm gonna cut a bitch, you know, like it was like straight. I was like, damn, this is a hard movie. Like,
wow.
Yeah, there was totally different than what I was expecting, but like by the end of it, and Brooke Shields, whoa, there was like weirdly, Brooke Shields is like the wife of Kiefer's character, and like I am not going to spoil this because I feel like this is worth somebody like investigating this movie, because it was so wholeheartedly not what I was expecting, that like I want someone to experience that same thing if they've never watched it. I really don't want to spoil this, but like by the end of it, you're just like, damn, because like it's justice by the end.
Damn.
So,
Oh yeah, speaking of Los Angeles movies and actors, your guy from, was it Out of Bounds that we were trying to figure out?
Yes.
That's Jeff Kober. I called it, from The First Power. He was the
Oh
evil satanic killer guy from that movie. And he's in like Sons of Anarchy and stuff. Yeah, that guy.
Oh, that's where I recognize him from. Thank you. Oh my
SOA.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Thank you. You
Yeah.
freaking connected the dots. I needed that.
All right, now back to our regularly scheduled programming. Yeah.
So the other one I watched was To Die For, not the vampire one, the one with Nicole Kidman.
Oh
So
yeah. Boop.
we'll put that one in there.
Did you have rot or was it clean?
It was clean.
Nice.
I have gotten really lucky on that one. I had a copy that I sent to a person in the group who had been looking for a clean copy. Like he was like friggin' 5 copies deep.
Oh wow. Yeah, I found one pretty quickly, but
yeah, I've had good luck with that. Just I think the hotter, drier temperatures here have lent itself better to rawer titles. But
nice.
yeah, that was a really freaking crazy movie. Like another one where I really like, I hadn't seen that in a while. And
Same here.
Nicole Kidman, man, woo! Her whole like vibe in that is crazy. And then just the end of it, I mean, it was kind of dark by the end of it. I was like, damn. But
I should watch that again. It's been too long.
yeah, that was a good one. It was really good. The whole like, I just like the whole vibe of it was just really like, you could feel like what that town was like.
Yeah.
Is that Pain and Scan?
What was that?
Is it Pain and Scan?
Pain and Scan. I
Mine-
believe Pain and Scan.
I think mine was Letterboxd, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. We'll have to.
I think I remember the Letterboxd banner on the top on mine. But yeah.
I have
remember.
everything like it's art. It's always in, it's
We'll have an answer for you, Ryan.
by itself. So
It is Letterboxd. I just
All right, I
I
thought so.
remember
okay.
I threw like 3 copies away and then just got a Japanese one and stuck it.
Yeah, man, that one's a tough one. It really is. But I mean, like I said, I got pretty dang lucky. I had 2 clean copies. So
Yeah, I think I've had 2 clean as well. So
yeah.
I think I gave one away, but
Good movie. And then I watched some of my top picks. So
nice.
everyone's already seen those.
Fair enough. All right, Mark, have you watched any LDs recently you want to share?
Let me see what I put up particularly here. First one is I love Merchant Ivory films. So The Remains of the Day. And this one was manufactured in Austria. So, so this is a good one. I bought it from Kobos, good squid, like $5 or something. And the sticker on there. I left it in the plastic. It's a great British drama. I mean, all right. I mean, I kind of find that English actors tend to be, in my opinion, they have a wider range because, like, especially Royal Shakespeare Theatre actors, they're practicing all sorts of roles during their whole training within that program there.
Yep.
And so, like, when you get a Patrick Stewart or a Kenneth Branagh or Derek Jacobi, or in this case, I don't know if he was Shakespeare Company, but just the same. I know she was. These people are like just A+ actors, and Remains of the Day. It's it's like this and Howard's End. These are movies that if I was to watch them when I was a kid, they would be boring, but as an adult, I found them fascinating. And this also has, in one of his last pre-accident roles, unfortunately, Christopher Reeve.
Oh, nice.
I mean, not that he's unfortunate that he's in this movie, but
yeah, unfortunate about his accident. Yeah.
For his accident. And then it also has Edward Fox, and
nice.
It's really well done. I mean, there's a couple of other character actors in there, like I don't know the name of the actor, but if you saw Moonraker, the person who played Hugo Drax, the bad
Michael, aka Michelle, what's his last name? Michael Lonsdale. Yeah.
He's in the movie. He's in the movie too, as is some other I forgot, like Dougray Scott or something like that.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And also just want to see if there's anybody else here. Hugh Grant.
Wow.
Of course.
And the screenplay, which I think was nominated for an Oscar, was done by they don't have it here, or I can't seem to find it. But James Ivory made some great films, and so and I miss the 90s when I can go to the Angelica Theater and see movies that I couldn't see in Brooklyn.
Sure, yeah.
And this was one of them. Actually, this one I actually did see in Brooklyn, but other films, there were lots of they don't really make movies like this anymore. You know what I mean? They're kind of a classic in their own right. So I really like this film. It's a love story, but it's done very, I don't know, like it's star-crossed. You know what I mean? So anyway, this is one of them that I recently watched. It's also a beautiful LaserDisc because the production design.
Yeah.
I never watched Downton Abbey, but it has a Downton Abbey type of manner where most of the action takes place in, because we're talking about a time where the 20th century was still shaping itself post World War I. And so at these rich people houses, they would have all sorts of dignitaries over, and so it's like it mixed a little bit of history in it, not too much. So anyway, that's one that I really enjoyed and I highly recommend. Beautiful picture quality, nice sound, no frills in terms of extras or anything like that.
Yeah, but
still a great British drama circa American theatrical release that I love it. And if you can get it from Japan, it'll come from Germany. So no rot on this.
Very cool. Yeah.
Then I am a fan of author J.G. Ballard, they've made two movies based on his books.
High Rise, right?
High Rise, exactly. Tom Hiddleston.
I have that on Blu-ray.
So do I. I watched it again recently too. And of course, Crash.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that he worked with Hammer Studios at one time. And so when I heard that, I went and I bought this immediately, because this is an original screenplay called for When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth.
Oh, very cool.
Okay. With a screenplay by J.G. Ballard.
Nice.
And if 1 million years BC introduced the prehistoric, just for contrast,
That's a nice release too.
Yeah.
Thank you. A sex symbol in Raquel Welch.
Yep.
This is like almost. It has good. It doesn't have Ray Harryhausen effects, but it does have good stop motion effects nevertheless. But it's much more like they take it to a whole new level in terms of like debauchery and skimpy, cave girl and cave guy wearing skimpy
Yeah.
things, which doesn't surprise me in a way. I don't think he had any say in the matter, but when you think about what J.G. Ballard writes about sometimes,
Yeah.
in what he wrote about, really, it doesn't surprise me. But then again, I don't think he had any creative control. This is at a time when the Hammer was in its decline. The studio, they just could not. Movies like Rosemary's Baby, The Exorcist, and then later even slasher films. They were still stuck in their relicensed Universal gothic horror, and those films are still great. As a matter of fact, I know somebody who saw them when they were released in the UK, and he told me that you've never seen that at least for the DVDs. I can't speak about the Blu-rays, but the DVD releases, he said that they don't touch his memories of seeing them on a big screen when they were first released back in the day in the United Kingdom, and then I guess here. So this is good, trashy, fun dinosaur with scantily clad women.
Perfect.
Watching.
That's a good mix.
My favorite right there.
Yeah.
Original screenplay by J.G. Ballard.
Nice. Huh.
So, and then this is one of my favorite movies from the past. I remember seeing this on HBO and absolutely loving it. It's directed by Richard Marquand.
Nice.
Beetle. And obviously it's got Donald Sutherland and Ian Bannon and Kate Nelligan, and it's directed by Richard Marquand, who was fourth line in place. He accepted the job after Spielberg, Lynch, and Cronenberg turned it down.
Yep.
Richard Marquand accepted the job to direct Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
He got from making this movie, and this version includes the alternate ending that was, I think, shown in Europe.
Yeah, that's a nice later release from MGM too. That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the cover art.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
It brings a lot to it. Then this is sort of like another. This you could also. It's a recent pickup, but it's a beautiful movie. I mean, you got if you see my movie library, I collect all sorts of types of movies. I love dramas, but then I'll have trashy science fiction and anime or regular high concept stuff and horror or whatever. But this movie, I don't know why I like it so much, because it is kind of dull at parts, but there's just these sequences that are just so beautiful. Remember, did anybody watch Lost back in the day?
Oh yeah.
This is the Criterion English Patient.
With Saeed.
Saeed, yes.
Yeah.
The scene where the Sikh is washing his hair, and the woman is there, and I don't know. I mean, it's sort of I guess you could say it's supposed to be erotic, even though there's nothing sexual going on. But it's such a beautifully shot, and again, this is kind of a tragic story, but so well done. And Anthony Minghella was a very talented director. And one of the great things that this movie made happen, because it won the Best Picture, I believe, for 1996.
I think, yeah.
Okay. Well, Saul Zaentz, who had produced Ralph Bakshi's animated adaptation of The Lord of the Rings, when backstage at the Oscars, after this won Best Picture, etc., and he's there, he said, well, the next movie I would like to produce is The Lord of the Rings, a live action version, which is kind of like Dune is for fantasy. Like everyone's been trying to make something like this, and they were never successful. But it happened, and Saul Zaentz produced it along with a lot of other people. But we have Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy to thank because of the success of this movie. I mean, we have this
to thank for Lord.
Yeah, because Saul Zaentz had the rights to still from, and what's interesting too is if you compare the Bakshi version to the Jackson version of the Lord of the Rings, they're different, but there's also some inspiration because it's definitely a much more realistic interpretation as opposed to Rankin Bass. Anyway, this has got beautiful THX certified picture with Dolby Digital sound. It's a gatefold, as a feature-length commentary by Anthony Mangala, and this used to be like $100 when it first came out, and you can probably get it for like $20 or less, maybe.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous disc. That movie, it's something you just have to soak in it. I just like the mood and the feel of it, and yeah.
And Ralph Fiennes and his brother Joseph Fiennes too was not in the movie, but I watched was that The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh yeah,
and he's a very good actor, but Ralph Fiennes is brilliant, and I know people that I've spoken to people that actually know him. They tell me that he's actually a really smart guy, so and fair too, and so I really, so this is a great role. It's a shame that he's never he didn't get the type of I think people he didn't get the type of welcome that I forgot the name of the actor who was in the Tarantino films. He was in Inglourious Basterds. He played the
Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz, yeah, he played the villain. One of the best villains ever in movies in terms of like diabolical and whatever. But I saw, but when he played Amon Geth in Schindler's List, I think he played it too good because it's chilling.
Yeah,
and I sometimes wonder if that kind of maybe hurt his career a little bit because he's a really talented actor, but after a few movies like Quiz Show and this, which being in Oscar-winning pictures, he's very respected. Also, he's in Wes Anderson film. I forgot the name of it, but it's like a hotel or something. It's really beautiful.
Oh yeah, I'm flaking on the title of that too, but I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
great film.
Yep.
And he's in that, and he does comedy. So I mean, it's sort of a comedic role. Anyway, I know this is not the let's talk about actors show, but just you can't have he's a big part of the thing.
Yeah,
and he acts with makeup on for what happens to him. It's just told in flashback, as well as ultimately what the whole story is, and it's exactly what you said. This is a movie you should immerse yourself in.
Yeah,
but don't you might find it boring, but it's just something about it. I really like it.
Yeah, you have to be in the right kind of mind space and mood for it. But
yeah, it's just a beautiful thing, So those are my recent.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Excellent choices. All right, we are going to move right on into recent pickups.
Yes.
Yeah, and Max knows some of these because she sent me some of the pickups that I got recently. So it'll be no surprise. But I've said before, I'm in the middle of a move, so I have been not picking up a ton of things. I'm trying not to, but some stuff still did come my way.
We're terrible influences.
Yeah, these kids are terrible influences. I did have a couple of carryovers from the Hong Kong episode. There were some that were in the mail that did not arrive until too late, including I teased Duel to the Death, which I ended up watching this again too. Really good. This and Zoo was Warriors of the Magic Mountain. I forgot the full title of it, but these are like the start of that kind of modern wuxia swords play film with people flying all over the place and just insane stunts. And it's just basically this tale of these two guys, the best swordsman in China and the best swordsman in Japan, and they have to meet every 10 years, I think, and then find out who's the best. And then at the same time, a bunch of ninjas are out to mess everything up. So those ninjas, yeah, they're gonna get you. Also got Code of Honor because there seems to be tons of these on the market. It's an old Chow Yun-Fat movie. I think he's only in it for like half the movie. I'm gonna actually spend the rest of this tonight. I watched like the first 20 minutes, but just pretty straightforward triad mob boss movie. It's very Godfather. I think he's the son of a triad boss and doesn't like the fact that his dad's into crime. But of course, he's going to become a criminal himself. Then I got this. This is a kick-ass movie, remake of the Bruce Lee film that Jet Li did. But this is the nice gold issue of Fist of Legend, which it's a little beat up the jacket, but I love that it's got the gold disc. But and they put it on one release. But this was a lot cheaper than a lot of the other copies. And, it's got the Chinese writing on there, but this is not part of the jacket. That's Jet Li's autograph. And apparently nobody paid attention to that and just thought, it's just got a bunch of writing on the jacket. So I was like, I'm buying that. So it's not officially, verified. I don't have any photos of him signing it, but I did look, and that is legit, what Jet Li's autograph looks like from other sources. So I figured that was worth pulling the trigger on because I wanted it anyways. Vinny sent me some stuff, but I'll just show one. I never had the widescreen Gremlins, and cover art alone, it's just great. So I had to get that, and I got a ton. I'll just probably treat this as one. Surprise, surprise! I got a bunch of Yellow Magic Orchestra discs, which is this. I showed a couple weeks ago. There was a film called Propaganda, and this is actually the concert that was taken from. So if you didn't think there was enough concert footage in that, this is pretty much their last tour in 1983. Of course, they got back together again many years later, but last at the time. Good stuff. And I think the drummer for ABC also shows up in spotlights, does a few songs with them. Then this thing I was psyched about. It's pretty short, but high-tech video crime. In the 90s, everybody was doing like techno remix albums, tribute albums. There was like one for Kraftwerk, and they had a YMO one, which is great. I think Orbital and was it Orb is on here, 808 State, all sorts of people. So they did a video counterpart. So it's just lots of trippy computer graphics and a bunch of cool techno remixes. So
I like the cover.
Yeah, it's wicked stylish. Then I got, this is fantastic, TV YMO. It's a lot of their Japanese TV performances, and they did a lot of like crazy, like slapstick variety show kind of stuff, which is really funny with them like slapping each other, and it's literal slapstick. There was a lot of, and there's a lot of music performances too, but yeah, you get a real sense of how funny they are. And there's some, skits with them dressed up as like samurai, like kind of like a, John Belushi SNL kind of thing, doing all these goofy things. It's a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and got that. And finally, well, not finally for this, but final YMO, Technodon and Tokyo Dome. It doesn't have the Obi, but this is when they got back together again in the 90s.
Throw it out.
Yeah, but it some dude apparently in Japan, it has the inserts, of course, but let me see if they're in here. Yeah, some dude in Japan went to the concert and like put his photos that he took at the show in here.
Nice.
So it came with all these photos and stuff in there, and there's like a whole bunch of them.
That's so sick. How awesome.
Yeah, so I'm like, screw it, I can always get an Obi copy later. I'm so glad I got this. It's hard to read. It does have the time on the back, but it's kind of faded. So it must have been 96 or something. Oh wait, this one's a little better. Yeah, it's I don't know. Oh, you probably can't see it. Yeah, it'll get blown out, but I'll try and get a good screen grab of the stamps.
Oh,
yeah, crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's almost it for music discs. But I happened to I was late at night and I'm looking at Facebook Marketplace, and there's just a very small lot, like down the street from me. And I'm like, shit, I should probably go for this. So I talked to the guy, and he was going to be around, and I was around. So I went and grabbed a couple things from him, including some music discs I didn't have. The unleaded No Quarter, Jimmy Page and Robert Plant. Nice. They have a song on here that's just so kick-ass called, I think it's Yala. I think it has a different name, like The Truth Kicks You in the Butt, or something like that. I forgot the full title of it. The hell is it? Damn it. The Truth Explodes. That's it. But it's just them. It's almost like a magic performance, like a literal, like some sort of occult performance in a town square in Morocco. And it's like them with a drum machine. It's crazy. You could even see like Jimmy Page is like really getting into it. Wow. So it's great just for that alone. But there's like some bits with them like playing in like a forest and Wales, I think, doing no quarter, and yeah, it's great stuff. And the other reason for the lot is I saw this spine in there, and Sonic Youth is cool, but this is the Sonic Youth I never ever see. This is the later Sonic Youth LaserDisc, which is like all their videos. I think it's like 17 tracks on here.
Oh man. Does it have Teenage Riot on it?
Yeah, let me see. Yes, it does. Track 8. There you go. Teenage Riot, directed by Sonic Youth. Yep. So yeah, a lot of stuff on here. It's a full 60 minutes, and I don't see this really.
Yeah,
so,
I gotta get that.
Yeah, this is cool. And I didn't even see the cover for it on LDDB, so I guess I gotta snap a pic of that.
Oh, you gotta update that.
Yeah.
Or I should have. Jeez, I have that.
And this one is pretty common, but I never had a copy of it, and I saw it was in the thing. I wanted to get the Star Trek animated box.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I gotta get it. And yeah, the box wasn't all beat up and trashed like sometimes it is. So yeah.
Plus, that's official canon, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, it's got a lot of the same, people doing the writing. It's got, stories that were, could have been episodes, or, were, sketches for episodes back in the day. So yeah, you have the original cast members. You got Shatner doing Captain Kirk, and Nimoy doing Spock. And yeah, there's some really cool episodes in there. Then Maxeene the LaserDisc Queen finally got the shelf cleared off. Hooray! The Sam shelf is free now, and it came in the mail. And I got a bunch of things, including the later reissue of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which I was psyched about because I had the old like late 80s, early 90s release. But this is the nice image from 98. Yeah, had to get that. And another 98 film, Dark City. Sorry, Ryan, it's not DTS, but this is I bought this Snapper Case DVD the first weekend I bought a DVD player, so I never had it on LD, so now I do.
Yes.
And Ryan was just talking about this Rock and Roll High School.
Oh yeah.
I actually did an appearance on a NPR radio show with Alan Arkish, who did this and Get Crazy. So I should put the link up for that if you want to.
Super cool.
Yeah, it was classic stuff. I think it was us talking about movie trailers. And been looking for this for a long time. The AC3 reissue of Logan's Run.
Beautiful.
Love the spot gloss on the kind of cover there. And it's got some extras that haven't been ported over last I knew to anything. So
yeah,
wicked cool. And it's gatefold. Got to keep the hype sticker.
You know who's in Logan's Run?
Jenny Agutter?
Mitch Gaylord.
Oh, Mitch Gaylord. Nice. It was originally $69.99 according to this price tag. So
Richard Jordan, Fairfield.
Yeah, killer stuff. And what else? Almost done. Also, the Rock Criterion.
Yes.
Nice.
Got to have a rock box. So special features for days. I can finally learn more about my cage. So yeah, this is number 334. There you go.
Nice.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
It's an early stamper.
Yeah. And had to get the American Industrial Symphony #1 to go with my Japanese Industrial Symphony #1. I could play them concurrently and make some sort of like quad version.
Ooh.
Julie Cruz. We might be seeing more of Julie Cruz later in the episode. And of course, the Twin Peaks Mega Super Box.
Hey.
The 29 discs and all that good stuff. The clues, the mysteries, the secret bonus disc and all that stuff. So I've been meaning to actually rewatch the whole series. So that was a good time. I'd show you all the discs, but we've shown them on the show before and that just takes so long, but
I know.
You could do your own video of that.
I could at some point, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
When I'm taking a break in between packing boxes. So I'll leave it at that. That's it for pickups for now. What do you got? Well, actually, Ryan's up next, right?
Am I? I don't know.
Did you get anything?
Yeah, but I can't really talk about it yet. I got to mail half of it off to Maxeene. So once that arrives, yeah. I wasn't gonna show it, but since Sam showed his, I got one of these too.
Nice.
And it's got the cool obi that
I love
overlaps,
that.
which is always cool.
I love that.
Absolutely.
Coming back to the States, had this in my to show off queue for a little while. It's
nice.
alive and it lives again. It's kind of getting hard to find. It's a double feature from '98.
Yeah, I don't see that a lot.
Yeah, so really excited to check that out. And then going a little bit older, but later in release. This is a '99 release.
Damn.
Willis
Yeah,
O'Brien-
another hard to find.
Willis O'Brien, I think, did the effects for that.
Mm.
The stop motion.
Yeah, what year is that? Like 30s?
1958.
Oh, so it's 50s. All right, shit.
Yeah, you should remember that, Sam.
No, that's still before my time. That's Vinny's time.
Oh, okay.
maybe with Harryhausen. Then I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I picked up a Shannon Tweed thriller,
Wow.
Nightfire.
That's also the 50s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's Image Entertainment, so you know that like they're purveyors of quality.
Quality. Explosions.
Ah, nice.
I got the Return of the Evil Dead. This is number 4 in the series, I believe.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell kicks ass in that.
Yeah, and his commentary track that they banned from future releases is really good on this. But I think I might be Elite Complete. I don't remember. I have to check.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm still working on Elite Complete, but
I've been chipping away and I kind of lost track. I found this at a Half Price Books of all places.
nice.
This is Galaxis, and it's sealed. Like, I can't
Nice.
believe that somebody didn't open this.
It's got Richard Mall in it. I mean, he's the best.
Yeah, and I mean, there's lots of sci-fi in that photo. Like,
Yeah, pretty cheap. It's
yeah.
all about the sci-fi.
I found this. I think it was at a record store.
Oh,
Oh, I've never seen that LD. Wow,
awesome.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this. This ought to be pretty cool.
nice.
But yeah, like it was in between a bunch of Spencer films.
Oh, the best way.
I got an assassination game with original
Blazer sticker.
laser blazer sticker, and somebody never opened it. I mean, come on, guys. I got some Rutger Hauer
Nice.
Crossworlds.
Looks incredible.
This looks amazing. I have no idea what it is, but
It's-
Rutger Hauer's in it. So
It's got to be Trancers, as Joe said. Like,
Yeah.
it's got so Trancers vibe to me on the
Yeah.
cover.
probably. Got a
Nice.
sneak, like SFX sticks. I don't know. I haven't watched any of these yet, but
Really
That's
cool.
pick
awesome.
this one up.
Yeah.
And
those
it's
are-
like super minty, of course, because I don't think Japanese people did like anything but worship laser discs for like 25 years.
I know. More power to him.
I finished this,
Nice.
so now I have all the THX discs. I didn't
THX
have
Bond.
this one for the longest time. Finally finished that off.
Nice.
It's harder than it should be to find like
know.
the last ones, but
Do you have the Japanese ones too?
no, I don't need them. I just need one copy.
There's just gotta be that dick that's like, you're not complete, man. You don't have that.
I do have the one that you don't have though. We won't talk about it.
Oh, okay.
You
You
know,
have the GoldenEye rental?
yeah, that one.
Ah.
I'm just messing with you. I don't have it.
Good job.
I got some Evil Tunes, which I think it's a cartoon.
I
might
rented
not-
that from the video store.
I'm guessing it's a cartoon based on that.
Yeah, you just wait for the cartoons to show up. It takes a long time.
I found this and didn't know it even existed. This is Truck Turner with Isaac Hayes.
Wow.
Cool.
This looks badass as hell.
Absolutely.
And look at that gun.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm really excited that like this even exists, and no one was bidding against me. So like
Duke of New York.
just ran. With
He's
that.
a number one.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Finally got a copy of Nightmare.
Nice.
With the Obi.
Love that movie.
I've not seen it, so
It's got Emilio Estevez, so you know it's quality.
Oh, it's got the good sheen.
Yes.
Yeah. And Lance Henriksen's in it too. So
Ooh. And then I did pick up a couple late releases.
Yeah.
I
I love
finally have a copy. Needed this just
well,
because
yeah.
obviously. And then one last late release that like no one ever talks about, but
Oh,
this is classics.
That's a
Nice
deep
and
cut
neat
right there.
Yeah, this is I think 2000, maybe it's 99.
Wow.
But it's one of those like I never see anyone post, and I was like, it's been on my list, and I picked it up a while back, and I was just like, I got to do it because once somebody sees it, they're all going to be gone. So, but yeah, I am now Jerry Springer complete.
That's incredible.
Man, that's tough. I can't believe you completed that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He could be in other movies, but
Yeah,
but it's the only one that matters.
we'll
So,
find out.
that's right. We'll update next time. Maxine, what you picked up?
Oh, I got some good stuff. I had a windfall of all these things that took a long time, and they're finally have arrived. And then I also found stuff locally. So, I have swag. I think I'll continue my swag first.
Okay. That's a good
Okay.
policy.
We'll start small.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Isn't it cute? He's a
That's
button. I
Yeah.
like size wise, he's he's pretty big, but like not
Yeah.
not
Those are
at-
bulletproof.
Yeah. Ping.
Like,
Oh, I
like
love-
Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Bullets and bracelets and
yes.
pioneer pins.
Okay.
Dude, a frisbee.
It's a frisbee.
Oh man, that is like good for hanging out at the park.
Oh my god.
Man,
I couldn't believe it. I had to have it.
That is pretty damn cool swag.
This is going to be hung on a hook for sure. Next to all
Man.
my clocks. It's very much clock sized.
Man,
I'm sure it flies really well. Nah.
Oh yeah.
if I ever play
And then-
frisbee again, it's going to be with a pioneer LaserDisc
Yes.
frisbee.
Right? Really, for real. It has to be now. So I have a player picked up.
All right, what do you got?
It's pretty much, it's Holy Grail right here. So
Uh-oh. That's so cute.
look how cute it is. It's so small.
Oh,
It's
that is
right
hilarious.
This is it. That's the let's see if like it's getting blown out, but if
I
you
can see the
it.
tray. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it.
Are you going to build a real life replica?
So, well, I already have, but yeah, no, this is literally what I was planning on like painting the Sony. That's the receiver with the laser
Yes.
built in. I wanted to paint it, but actually I am going to mod this player. And so I'll reveal my mod at a future time once it's finished.
I'm intrigued.
It's because let's just say this has sound.
Oh, so you're going to
And
get
it
the
plays such
AC3
jam.
on there?
Yeah, I'm gonna put AC3 on it. But it plays such hits as Twinkle Twinkle Little Star
It's a good jam.
and I think Row 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 Your Boat. So we'll see what it will play when I mod it.
Nice.
So I'll just get right into the discs here because I have some here's.
Ooh, Motorhead birthday action.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Motorhead.
This looks so good. There's freaking a lot of
Yeah.
good songs on this one. Woo!
That's a good one.
Couldn't believe that I was in there.
I
This
love
was like total mystery of like what I was going to be getting, and I had no idea. So that was
Yeah.
Lorenzo.
I mean, the fact that I didn't have Snake Eater was a crime. So I
Man.
deserve to do that.
It's got the
Maybe
punch out, so it's
water.
official.
It's official. It's image. It's media. It's men with guns and water. High quality business.
Yeah.
Okay. I have never seen this before.
Oh, damn.
No,
Double
I haven't
feature.
seen it either, yeah.
Speaking of double feature,
Oh.
which
just-
is like almost even cooler.
Yeah, you're right.
Damn.
Absolutely.
I fell over when I saw that. I was like, wow.
That's like something you see on like LDDB and then you find out it's canceled. Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally what I was thinking. I was like, wow, it's just like, this is real. This is real. Like,
Damn.
they freaking did a making of double feature of Invasion USA and Delta Force. Like,
Yeah.
I'm floored by that. That's incredible. Okay. I'm going to keep them in. I got a lot of good ones here.
Hmm.
I've never heard of. But it's
Yeah.
widescreen and it looked interesting enough.
It's got Dermot.
Yep. And it's got kind of a like a maybe thriller-ish vibe. So maybe-
It's got a gun in the road.
Yeah,
Something's
gotta
up.
cover that.
yeah, Sam Shepard. And then I got some Tracy.
Ah, a tentacle. Ooh, Yaphet Kodo.
That's a great one. I love her. And then okay. I'm trying to decide which one I'm gonna show. I got some from Japan, so I'll show some of those.
Ooh, nice.
Full Moon High, which I think Ryan has shown before.
Oh wow, yeah.
I think he said it was trash. So
Oh
that's
God,
why I
it's
thought
so
it.
bad. I was waiting for you to say
Nice.
it. I wasn't gonna say it.
You said
Oh,
it was
man.
trash. You said it was trash. So I was like, you know what? I guess I'll have to watch it now. So
It
Wow.
looks like it could be so good, and it's not.
is it not Teen Wolf? Like, what is it? You know? No.
It's yeah. It's a bad Teen Wolf.
It's a bad Teen Wolf. Great. Sold.
Rabid. Nice.
Wow. That's a great cover.
Check out that jacket art, man.
But it's so good. It's
Is
just
that an
so
American
good.
place? Is
No,
that
this is Japanese.
You're gonna have to put
beautiful?
Oh, I'm
Seth's head
sorry.
over the put Seth's
I'll
head.
put Seth's face over there. Boom. Yep. Maryland Chambers, baby.
Yep. This one is freaking wild looking. I have
It
not
is.
seen this, so
Yeah,
This-
get ready.
Get ready, yeah.
I'm ready for it. Yeah, that was one where I had an opportunity to see it, the freaking new Bev Theater, and I was very disappointed. I missed it. So
I think you'll dig it. It's got a lot of different elements, so it's pretty creative.
so stoked. Okay. And then I got Fire Out.
With Martin Cove.
Yeah, it's got
I mean,
Martin Cove. You're good.
It's
Yeah.
great. I mean, that sold me alone. It's just, you know, I mean, it's probably Rambo adjacent. Who knows?
Rambo adjacent. I like it.
I think Rambo actually ripped that off.
Probably
Of course.
Crease is in it, you know. This one
What the heck?
is a freaking Pioneer
AV
called
cocktail.
AV Cocktail. Now, this says it's original LaserDisc magazine, and it says LaserDisc 5th anniversary.
Dude, I'm so into that. That sounds awesome.
Yes. So I will show you where to get one because you need one.
That looks cool.
Yeah, this is like going to be really cool. I think I've heard really good things about this, but it's yeah, I think it's kind of just like going to be some like really just wild like
Mm.
kind of like animation and just like cool like here's what LaserDisc is cool, and like
Damn.
because it's like a 5th anniversary thing, but like I don't know, there's really not that much that I've been able to figure out about this, but I just freaking had to have that.
Heck yeah.
And then ooh, we got a freaking rainbow in.
The joy of family. All right, who's our doctor this time?
Okay, this man right here is
Yep.
Dr. Dennis Waitley.
Nice.
He looks nice enough.
Yeah, he's got knowledge in those eyes.
Now this is telling us about love, look for good,
Okay.
responsibility, purpose, and faith. So we'll see what this is. And this is some early business here. We are talking about 1981 frame of mind. So
Oof, all right. I'm going to be
But this-
prepared for the 80s now.
yes. This is but early 80s. I feel like there's something a little special about 81, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just still like the 70s, like the
It's
80s.
that turning point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's kind of, I mean, definitely the financial one that I watched, that man was still freaking straight ahead, callers out of 78. Like he
Nice.
was not all the way with it yet. He was not living in 81 quite
No.
yet. Okay. Not to be confused with Cat Time.
Oh my God. Cat's fantasy.
Oh
Cat's
my God.
Fantasy. And this is an Obi. This is an Obi, guys.
Oh, matching.
Top Obi. Woo! I mean, ooh.
Is a cat like chilling on some jeans? What?
Chilling on some jeans. Got
Nice.
the freaking insert here.
You got to have the insert.
Such quality. I mean, we got little kittens, scratch poems.
Oh,
Little face.
look at the little guy.
He looks like a baby king, my little son.
Oh, sweet.
But just like, I mean, I think this cat's like at their feet. I'm not
That's what
positive.
I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, maybe it's at the
Crotch
feet.
shot.
Yeah,
It
it's like
might be. I know that was my initial thought.
crotch kitty.
It is. That is. It looks like a crotch, definitely.
Yeah,
It's gotta be.
It's
Oh,
a
that's
little
great.
pussycat.
it is hilarious. Is that like two sides of cat
Oh my
fantasy,
gosh.
or is it
Best
one?
be for my money here. Let's see. No, of course not.
Okay, yeah. We can't ask for too much.
No, we can't be. Oh my gosh, it's from '93. You know,
Late
little
release cat disc.
late release cats. I can't not have it. It's also from Denon, which is like, we should acknowledge this.
Damn, yeah.
And it's straight not Pioneer and it's Denon instead.
Mixing it up.
That's super crazy. I'm really looking forward to that. Okay. All right. Couple more.
All right.
Oh, I know this movie.
Crawl Space.
Space. Yeah.
Nice.
Klaus Kinski.
Crazy looking.
Huh.
Absolutely. Well, he was crazy.
I
That's
have not
awesome.
seen this. I have heard minimal things about it, and it has been on my wish list for a little while. So
You should see the documentary My Best Fiend.
Oh yeah, good stuff.
ooh, okay. I'll look that
His
up.
relationship with Klaus Kinski, who grew up at his house, by the way.
Mm.
He lived there at one point.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's good
Wow.
stuff. Really good.
Oh, the DTS disc.
I finally got this. Oh my
Damn.
gosh.
Yeah, that's a beast to get.
Yeah, it was a case of mistaken identity, and so it was not expensive.
Oh, excellent.
But it's a cool one because it's got the like the red era Pioneer, different new logo.
New
So
logo,
that's-
baby. Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Because you really
Yeah,
don't
that's
see
awesome.
that new red logo very often.
But yeah, that makes sense because yeah, DTS didn't even start rolling out until '97 here in the States. So yeah,
I'm not positive when this was released. But
that was probably maybe even later. Yeah.
yeah,
I think.
that's
Yeah.
really cool. The back, I mean, if this is what's featured, like I'm looking forward to this. It's
Ooh.
wild.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, crazy. Okay,
Yeah, that's a find.
all right.
Who had that? But I know somebody who had that. Maybe it was Moiki had that.
I was looking for this for a while, and I found this in the same lot that had the Motorhead. So interesting
Nice.
taste, but yeah,
Is it
this
a
was
horror
just.
movie? Is it a horror movie or?
It's kind of Goonies ish.
Mm.
Goonies.
I'm
Okay.
thinking-
gotcha.
Yeah, I think it's
Goonies.
the Goonies.
Goonies knockoff.
Goonies adjacent, Monster Squad adjacent,
Yeah.
Yeah.
living right next door in the same street.
Yep.
And then this last one.
Exo
clue.
Squad. Damn.
No idea. Never
I-
heard of it. Never saw it as a kid. Just like the colors sold.
I do remember seeing the ads for it, but never watched it. Yeah.
I mean, is this me though?
Yeah. I mean, this could be you were in a cartoon. You never knew it.
Cartoon. I didn't even know it. It looks cool. It's like 94, so
Yeah. Damn.
interesting.
You're going to probably buy some toys after you watch that.
Oh my
So-
gosh, what am I doing? I almost forgot a case
Oh, with
Oh, wow.
a case with an Obi and a
with Walkie Squawky.
Walkie Squawkies on there. Nice.
Yes, this has a freaking Obi on it.
Wraparound.
Case.
What
Obi.
is it for? Is it for like karaoke discs? Like,
This was like you would have bought volume 2 of like this karaoke set, and this was actually truly a karaoke because of Mr. Walkie Squawky here. I really love the latch. I'm gonna take the Obi off so I can show you the latch.
Damn.
It's like thick cardstock. This one. This latch is kind of like a plastic latch. All of these, I'm very intrigued by all of the different things that they've made. But this is kind of like a belt buckle in the way that it functions. You just like slide it up.
It's never the same thing twice.
No, I hardly ever see them. But like, yeah, this one doesn't pop open. It's just like a flap lid,
Huh.
which is like, and just the. I mean, this is prone to breaking in the design. This is poor design.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
I like the click of it. It's very satisfying. Good handle.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever seen Mr. Walkie Squawky on a case.
Yeah. He's got a little emblem and stamped on there for
Terrible.
seal of approval.
I love that. But it's a nice, can hold about 4 to 6 discs in there. So
so did it come with discs in it or no?
yeah, I took them out because it's quite heavy with those in there.
Man.
So you just toss the karaoke discs in there?
No, I
You're gonna
put 'em
good
aside.
stuff in there.
Well, I have them on top of my shelf, so I have them all empty.
I'm
It's,
just
Want anything falling. But I do carry stuff around in them. I have one that I actually it's like kind of the thick plastic one. I carry that one around when I bring stuff back and forth from here to my house.
Yeah. Your little attache.
Yes, it's my attaché.
I like it.
So that's
Damn.
I think that's everything.
All right. That's some serious pickups. Mark, have you grabbed anything on LD recently?
Oh, hell yes.
All right. That's what we like to hear.
And where do I begin? Let me just see something here because okay, first off, This I've had for a while, but I bought the sequel US
Oh, nice.
just to keep a complete set. Plus, it's AC3.
Hell yeah.
So, you know, and it's not as good a movie as The Fugitive, but it's, you know, I'm one of those completists. So like, I'll buy the crappy one. Well, it's not really a crappy movie, but you know what I mean. I'll buy the sequel even if it's not as hot.
Yeah.
Just to have the set, you know, and it's still a pretty decent action picture. It's just kind of, you know, it's hard to beat Harrison Ford and you know, Tommy Lee Jones as opposed to, you know, Wesley Snipes and being chased by Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, the dynamic's not as strong between the two. Yeah. But,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. And I got a lot of box sets.
Cool.
And some other stuff too. Okay, first off, I bought this 2001, 2010 box set from Japan. And it's I have had this before, but it was really like a gnarly copy. When I saw this for $20 and it's clean, like, you know, whatever, I had to get it, you know. So
Nice.
it comes with some trinkets inside, like pictures and stuff like that.
Cool.
But the movies are dynamite too. So there's that. Okay.
Yeah, 2010 is underrated.
Yeah, yeah. And Peter Hyams is a really great filmmaker, you know, for genre films. We just I have a ton here. So The Postman.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm a big I think Kevin Costner is, you know, he got a lot of S for this.
Yeah, I did.
And I've read the book by David Brennan. It's a great book too. So this is a great movie. And the other guy in this movie, Will Patton, great villain in this. He plays a great villain. So it's a good movie. It's a little long. It's you know what it is? He's like a throwback. He's kind of resurrecting like the movies of the 50s in a way. Like if you ever watched Ben-Hur, like as a kid I watched it, but when you watch it now, it doesn't like Ten Commandments maintains its complete like spectacle, and you could enjoy it from beginning to end. But there's a couple of scenes in Ben-Hur that are kind of slow where I end up fast forwarding through, you know.
Yeah.
And so this has a sequence there where it gets a little bit too long in the winter cabin. But nevertheless, it's a good film, and I'm really happy I was able to get a hold of this one.
Yeah, good score.
And then you can't have one without his other post-apocalyptic.
You got to have the Waterworld.
That's high quality right there.
Yeah.
That's big budget.
THX certified. He actually he took over directing duties from the director who, it's a shame, but the person who's credited with directing this though did Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. So this was a real tough film to make. I mean, it was legendary. But you know, I saw this in the movies, and I remember I went with a friend who's not a sci-fi fan or anything like that, and as soon as the movie begins, and you know, there's like he's not playing, you know, he's playing a more hard-edged character, and it worked. It worked. You know what I mean? It's got a little bit of 90s quiche in it with
Dennis Hopper.
But Dennis Hopper, but there's like just silly scenes like where the guy goes, I always wanted to drive this car, and it's like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's a good flick, you know. And then this is something from my childhood.
Yeah, me too. I saw that in the theater.
Me too. Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, directed by Carl Reiner. And this is way before the technology to do like Forrest Gump type stuff, where they put Steve Martin, and the chapter stops even tell you like the chapter stops and the scenes are like, you know, Ava Gardner, Burt Lancaster, Humphrey Bogart, you know, that sort of thing that they somehow put Steve Martin in, and it works. And it's a good. I mean, I think this movie is aged better than The Jerk, which also Carl Reiner directed. But less people know about this one, and when I saw that I could get this from a seller and at a reasonable price, I had to get it because I've never seen this available anywhere. I mean, I know the LaserDisc exists, but I never saw it before personally, you know. This is a Maxeene purchase. Thank you, Maxeene.
Nice.
Yeah.
13 BTS. Okay.
Nice.
That's a rumbler.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, I don't have a big DTS library yet, but slowly but surely. Then I have, I bought Lost in Space DTS.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Okay, and it's got some extras on it. I bought this one, Wag the Dog DTS.
Nice.
It was still sealed, although I did open it, but it was still sealed.
Score.
And I like this movie, Shine.
No, that's a great movie.
Yeah, I love the Rachmaninoff. Sounds great. Yeah.
Jeffrey Rush did a great job, wonderful acting job. And then just because it's a late release and he only had one left, I bought this from Good Squid. 7 years in Tibet. I remember seeing this in the movies. I found them more entertaining than Kundun.
Oh yeah, Scorsese's. Yep.
Yeah, I found this was a little bit more. Although, if you were going to go into more of the Eastern philosophy type of features that had like Hollywood stars in it, but they were really more art house films, I would say Little Buddha is my favorite with Keanu.
Keanu, yeah.
You know, I don't know if that's on laser or not, but anyway, this is a good laser.
Yeah, I want to say it is. Yeah.
You know,
I'll have to look it up.
and then next we have I bought these from Good Squid also. The Ultimate Oz THX.
Nice.
It's not as, you know, ultimate as you guys, as the American version, but it does have all the extras, only except the extras are on the some of the material extras, like the screenplay, are on the disc as opposed to
A physical copy. Yeah.
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 Cool.
Then
That's cool.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, nice.
Gotta have this, you know. I have the other release of it too, but THX certified, $20. I had to get it, you know.
Yeah, it's a cool box. I don't see that one as much.
Yeah, you know, and the thing is, again, you know, and Ryan has said this, the Japanese, they really know how to take care of this stuff. And I really love the quality and the craftsmanship that they use to put the stuff together, and even the cardboard that they used was like
Thicker stock, yeah.
Really high quality, you know. Anyway, these I'm really happy with. And if I can get more, I might. But I thought I bought more with them. I have 3 of them, but I bought.
Oh, nice.
I bought 3 volumes, but I just took 2 out with me from the other room. I bought Millennium Seasons 1, Volume 1 and 2, and Season 2, Volume 1. And these box sets are really beautifully put together. You know, there's like a certain, I know I got plastic on here, but there is a certain glossiness to it. And they have booklets, and they're heavy, and each disc has its own packaging, which is very cool. And then the last thing I just wanted to show, this is not exactly recent, but it took a few months to get the whole thing put together. It's not a DVD, it's not a laser disc, but I hope you guys will allow me to show it. It's a record. I got this from Mondo.
Nice.
Hellraiser Box of Pleasures.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it is the soundtracks to the 3 films, and what's really cool is they have obies.
Wow.
On them.
Nice.
You got Hellraiser 3, and I'm just going to show you the inside, the artwork.
Wow. That's
You
awesome. Mondo does great work.
Yeah. I really got it mostly for the artwork, but I also like the idea of having the soundtracks. And I really feel that, especially the first 2 films are my favorite. Those are the only ones that I really consider kind of the ones to have. But here's the inside of Hellbound.
Nice.
With that's Leviathan. And last but not least, you have the original, which is a gatefold, but it's only 1 disc. I just think that for the late 1980s, the Gothic soundtrack composition for the first 2 Hellraiser films really set the tone. And there's something about it, like when you hear it, especially the second one, where the music is even more orchestral, and it's like you feel like you're journeying into like this like epic, you know, antiquity of gods and monsters and just really wild stuff. And Clive Barker is a genius, you know, he's really creative. I have a Clive Barker story, but I can't tell it on here. It's
That's the best kind of story. You know it's good.
But he was very cool, great, very really nice person. Him and Morrissey, really good people.
Oh wow, okay, nice.
And
All
so, and the box, of course, the box you get with the third film, they released them backwards. And the box, like, this is cheap cardboard, but you know what? I don't have a Mondo. These are vinyl. Each of the discs, like, you have a choice, but like, you know, just to show you one disc, hopefully I'll pick the right one. Or like this one is kind of like all gray, all right?
Okay, yeah.
But here, hopefully this will be a better choice, like more funky. This is kind of like blue, and it has red swishes on it.
Yeah, a little marbling there.
Yeah, so like they're kind of neat. So, you know, it is you could buy these on CD, which I probably will do too, just because, you know, it's nice to be able to just stick it onto the iTunes thing or whatever. But I had to have these on the vinyl. I'm a fan of these of the first two films I really liked.
Yeah, those are classics.
Yeah, you know, and really the the first two films feel like they belong together. And even though Barker didn't direct the second one, I feel like his influence is there because I think Tony Randall directed it.
Yeah.
Tony Randall.
Yeah, different Tony Randall. Yeah.
Randall. But I think he's definitely, you know, he followed the style of Barker's style, and Barker is a very talented director. It's a shame after Lord of Illusions that he didn't continue making movies.
Yeah, for sure. I absolutely love Lord of Illusion. So yeah.
And I love Nightbreed. Nightbreed is so cool.
Yeah.
Movie.
Oh yeah.
Cronenberg to be in it as. By the by, you know, you've seen in Nightbreed the mask that David Cronenberg wears.
Yeah, the zipper face thing. Yeah.
Is it that like? Do you think that inspired the look for Scarecrow in Batman Begins?
Yeah, especially the kind of shabbiness and how it's twisted and like it doesn't sit well on him. Yeah, it's definitely got a very similar vibe.
Similar look to it, right?
Yeah.
So those are some of my recent pickups. I mean,
all right, cool.
Like 20 LaserDiscs or 25 LaserDiscs this month. I went nuts.
All right, it's in the air. It's got to do it.
And a player too that I just opened today, but I still haven't done anything with.
Yeah, once you plug it in, send us send us a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Yeah.
Well, I hope to God it's a thumbs up. You know,
Yeah.
But it wasn't that much, and it was light. And I have a feeling that if it doesn't work right, if I messed up, hopefully it'll be an easy fix. And it does have a 30-day money back guarantee.
Yeah, you can always send it back if it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, nice pickups, everybody. We're gonna segue into hot topics. If you're ready, we're gonna drop a couple things that have been going on in the LD collecting universe lately, including today a bit of this atomic bomb got dropped that I still have not been able to even determine if it's real or not. But earlier today, Trent Reznor of the 9 Inch Nails just decided to start selling a LaserDisc of the Closure video, which is a 1997. It was a VHS release, but there was a LaserDisc that was announced and scheduled for pre-order and everything, and then it just got canceled. And supposedly, Trent found a box of these original 1998 when the LaserDisc was supposed to come out. Found a bunch of the original. I don't know how many, and supposedly started selling them this morning for the Memorial Day sale that he was putting on the NIN store. And I don't know. One guy in LDF says he bought a copy. I can't find anybody else who
post
says
a photo.
Yeah,
not even like a mocked up order or anything. He can't even go that far.
So we can't verify that it's true, or it could just. You bought two?
My own rights, that should go to you, Sam. You should get. They should. If anyone gets it, they got to get one for Sam.
All right, I agree. Yeah, so just send them my way. Yeah, it was that, and there was like a cassette single for the song Reptile. Where on there, he's just said, "Oh, some old things we happen to find." So it could just be an elaborate trolling that was created to drum up business for the Memorial Day merch sale, I guess. But it's not April Fool's Day. I don't know. I'm intrigued. I don't know how many.
Is there like a post of him saying that, or is just
There was apparently some sort of info that went out before, that said like the Memorial Day sale, because I get like a lot of the in-store emails and things, and I didn't see any heads up about this. But yeah, it basically said like the sale's about to happen, but there's some interesting old items that we dug up that we're going to include. But I don't know anybody, except for that one guy who everyone else I know who saw it said it was sold out by the time they saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's on the official page. It's like on the actual page, and it's got a mock. But I mean, I don't know. The details don't add up.
Yeah.
It says it's 86 minutes. It says it's 3 discs. We're like, what? 3 sides, maybe. But
that's not right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm intrigued. I'm fascinated, but we'll see. The first thing was that they actually were supposed to make a tour film, because that box it was killer. It was 2 VHS tapes, and the first one was like a documentary, and it's like him hanging out with David Bowie, and I mean it's all sorts of crazy stuff on there. And then the second one was like all videos and kind of all sorts of interesting things. So apparently it's supposed to be the documentary part, but there was originally going to be like a concert film that was edited and submitted to Trent and shelved. So if that was on,
it got shelved, there wouldn't be a box film. There might be a test pressing.
Yeah,
but not
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
mocked up thing. Like
somebody even said, like it said 3 discs. That was it. He had 3 discs for sale. That would have been hilarious. But I don't know. So we're gonna have to see if somebody actually, because I looked on eBay and there's nobody flipping them. So that seemed weird, because you figure if somebody was buying these things up, they would already be posting something on eBay. Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. So more on that later. Oh yeah. Also, there was some stuff going around this week of a new player, a sharp player with a drum machine.
I blew my mind. It blew my mind. Must be for karaoke. That was my instinct.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's very weird. Yes.
Just when we think we've seen it all, something else shows up.
Why would you need that?
Yeah, it's got like a little pad with like all the little like kind of drum pads on there. What? I don't know.
It was the original Rock Band.
It was.
Pretty much, yeah. So that was pretty interesting. Like I kind of like there was too much drama. I guess one of the interesting things is just this kind of like ethical quandary that got brought up, where a gentleman found a lot, and I guess he was like second or third in line, and struck a deal with the seller, and he pitched I think $200 for these discs and was about to get it, and then the seller said, well, hold on, the guy who originally was going to buy it is now offering $240. So he was trying to set up this bidding war even after they had already agreed on it. So this kind of created this bit of this cauldron bubbling over in LDF, where most of the people were kind of on the side of the buyer in this case, but there were some people that were very, very strongly on the side of the seller. So I don't know, where do you guys stand on this whole thing?
If I'm the buyer, I offer him more and then ghost him. He's going to waste my time. I'm going to waste his time.
Someone did say that. He should have said, hey, $260. I'll meet you tomorrow. And then
I'll meet you in an hour. We're at like, that's either if you want to do an auction, there's a thing called eBay last time I checked.
Yeah,
that's rude. That's just like, that irks me, because it's I mean, I've been on both sides of things, and I mean, as a seller of things, I always feel like I want something to go to the right person, like rather than like almost even over and above the value of it. Like I want something to be in a forever home situation.
Sure.
Even when I'm selling like a big lot of something, I'm going to be picky about who I sell it to, just because I mean, I have the option and I want people to enjoy it. But on the other side of things, someone was the seller and did that to me, like same thing. I would be like, yeah, I'm good. It would, that's super rude.
Yeah. And especially in terms of as a buyer, you with these local lots and things like that, there's usually a decent amount of traveling involved. So you're already planning to make this trip. Maybe it was something close by or whatever, but still it's like, you're going to be wasting your gas and your time and your energy to do this. And then, to have it kind of pulled out from under you sucks. So,
I'm on the bargain side. A deal's a deal. If you make a deal with somebody, you stick to the deal.
I'm with you on that too. So, all right. Sorry. Sorry, seller. Another interesting sales thing was our LDFer Danny V had what was it, like a stack of karaoke discs? What would you pay for? We're trying to figure out like the inherent value of like a stack of loose, really, really dirty karaoke, like in far worse shape than Max's Discmas tree there. That thing's nice and minty.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, like what are they worth? Anything? 20 cents a
Trash.
pop? Yeah, I don't know.
Not worth the shipping.
Hmm.
They're probably warped, rotted, cracked. Just pile of trash.
That's
Plus
crap.
the karaoke discs, and how many people are buying karaoke discs in the United States?
Unless they're United States karaoke discs, not very many, because you can't sing along to the song, even though it's karaoke. The words are not in the language that you know, unless
True,
you
yeah.
know all the words already. It's kind of a loss.
It's a niche audience. Yeah.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are craft discs. And so you really have to have some big craft project in mind in order to need that many discs you will never watch and can't use because they're probably warped and rotted. Yeah.
Yeah.
And no one will buy them.
No.
Like, I won't buy a disc without a sleeve.
I might have, it's something interesting and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll get this, and like it's a couple bucks or something, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's
I mean, if
something
it's like a promo disc that may have had a junior
exactly.
sleeve or
exactly.
something,
Yeah.
Not
If I have a
Not
loose
a
thing.
pressed like retail disc.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. But whatever. And then what else was there? Oh, yeah, there was a thread that kind of spiraled out of control about, the OP, the original poster was asking, what is the rarest laser disc? And a lot of people were just throwing down, discs that you can find on eBay for $10 all day long.
Raise the Titanic.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, you just type that into eBay and there's like tons of them. But we were actually trying to kind of figure out, knock our heads together, what would the rarest disc be? Luke Sincata threw out the Edit Droid test disc that, had Return of the Jedi stuff on it. That's, essentially one of a kind as far as I know. But
Well, I mean, Pioneer Pressing Plant Tour.
it's pretty good.
It's pretty rare.
Yeah, I mean, and Jeremy Cullum was the first one to bring up that you can go to, LaserDisc database if you have a collection there, and you can actually sort your collection by what is unique in your collection. So
Yeah.
it's not the be all end all metric, because there's a lot of people that don't use LDDB, but you can see, because there's some things in there I'm really surprised that I'm the only person that supposedly has that disc, because
Same.
I see people selling it, like Kobo's selling some of those things all the time. But it is pretty fascinating what is actually rare versus what is expensive. Sometimes they meet, sometimes they don't meet. But
A lot of times, I mean, in my experience, a lot of the weird rarity ones where I've added them to Laser's database, like the Meryl Norman skincare disc. Like, I'm sure that's super valuable, as the cell. Like, no.
yeah.
I mean, no one who wants that but me, So weird. Like, there's plenty of ones I have that are like, good luck. I've never seen another one. But like, also, there's probably, you can't really put a value on something like that at the same time. Because it's really just like what someone is willing to pay at that point, because it's just like there's no comparative value.
But yeah, it was funny because there was just a lot of stuff thrown out that is fairly, it's not necessarily common. It's not like a speed level common, but it's just things that are fairly readily available. But I mean, again, we were kind of hashing out, everything is rare in the fact that, you can't walk down to the corner shop and find a ton of laser discs sometimes, depending on, unless you're living in, Ryan's neck of the woods, where they just grow on trees. But,
Or they're 13 hours away. Either.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't even talk. We were probably going to talk about that the next episode, right? Your journey, but
Maybe.
Yeah, that was about it. I had. Do you guys have any other like kind of hot issues or anything interesting you noticed?
Sam, are you lining up to order new movies on LaserDisc for $20?
I'm not. Should I be?
No, because they have new formats for new movies.
What?
I know, it's crazy.
So why am I buying all these laser discs?
Because you can.
Oh, all right.
But you're
As long
probably
as-
not, buying just regular old movies at $20 a pop.
Fair enough.
Are you just here for the Star Wars? I'm confused.
Well, yeah, he's got one of all of them, and the Bond movies,
Yeah, that's true.
especially that GoldenEye rental.
Yeah. But yeah, there's been some interesting hot takes on LaserDisc and LaserDisc collecting lately on the group. There, it's always funny. It just some people just really just love to hate on the format, even though you're in a LaserDisc group. But
Why are you here?
yeah,
I hate. You know what I hate though? The opposite, the exact opposite. The person that joins the group and then he's the expert on everything.
Mm.
You know what
we
I mean?
we do have those people too. Yeah, so.
The expert he knows everything. Like he knows everything before you ask him. He just looks at you, he goes, no. People walk away. This is not a laser disc, but I think it's something worth noting because I'm hoping that I didn't buy this. My brother bought this for me, but it's a bootleg, obviously.
Call the cops.
Yeah, I know, the Disney cops.
Yeah.
The Mandalorian 1 and 2 seasons.
Yeah.
But really, this should be put on home video. I mean, I can understand why they're not doing it because, it's part of selling the value of the channel.
Sure, yeah.
On streaming. But, when everybody loves The Mandalorian if they've watched it. So, it's better than the sequel trilogy. So, come on, release it on Blu-ray
Oh yeah, that would sell like hotcakes.
You know what I mean? They would sell, or hell, release it on LaserDisc.
There you go. Get that LaserDisc player burner.
Yeah, get it on LaserDisc, and you just put one episode and charge $500.
There you
go. And put it out in Japan and do with numbered like 5,000 copies.
I'll get the Japanese box set for sure.
Yeah. Oh, the Japanese box set would be like this.
Sign me up. Yeah.
But seriously speaking, though, I sometimes think to myself, I told you this once before, like, it would be kind of cool if like a bunch of filmmakers got together, like a Tarantino and a Chris Nolan or something, and they all like made their favorite personal film, and for a limited time only, never before available. So Tarantino's gonna have to pick one of his later films.
He'd put Once a Time in Hollywood on it.
For sure.
Out of child. And then he'd watch it on his LDW1.
Yeah, he would.
He'd do the roadshow version of
Hateful?
Late. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. He does play that a lot at the theater, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you're totally. Oh, totally CAV.
CAV Hateful Eight.
Oh my God.
Wouldn't it be cool? Like if you could just if you got the coin to drop, and all right, it's expensive. They would be expensive as hell. They're numbered.
Yeah.
But can you imagine just like they would sell? I mean, I know that it would probably be fiscally irresponsible to do it. They would sell.
That's why you buy two to put one on eBay.
Yes.
That's right. With those 9 Inch Nails discs that we don't know if they're real or not, but we'll find out.
I'm really interested to know if that's real. Like,
yeah.
So bizarre.
I know. I kind of feel bad because I went off on one of the guys who just kind of came in and was like, "Oh, look at all these thirsty guys in here." I'm like, that. And he was not a fan of the band. I'm like, well, look, I mean, there's a lot of bands I'm not a fan of, but if there was a legit canceled release that was supposed to be out in the 80s and then or 90s, and then decades later it shows up, I'm going to be excited about that as a LaserDisc fan. Sorry.
Like it's after having gone through like a record, like pressing a record, like I feel like it's possible. Like,
right?
I feel like it's possible that there could be like some
short
mock-ups,
like
where they were probably moving forward with it, and then they probably gave them like a box, like a singular box of maybe like 10 or 20 in the box. Like I was sent with records. Again, like I just feel like it's possible. And then if he didn't like something, like, or maybe there was even like a marking on like the barcode or even something so small that it could have just gotten cut, and then the format was ending at the same time.
So why bother?
Like switched gears, like I feel like it's possible. It's just right on that ragged edge of like making some sense.
It is on the cusp, and I just like that precedent that like all those other interesting canceled releases you're looking at on LDB. Like normally I just think, well, what if, but now you're like, whoa, there could be a secret box of that out there somewhere in a warehouse, just kind of sitting around. So
my guess is there's just a sample or a test pressing that like is in generic sleeves. I doubt they would have pressed all the artwork. Here, look at these 20. They wouldn't have
Yeah.
just done 20.
I don't know. Yeah, it had a picture with the artwork and everything. I mean, it was a mock-up.
I think they got one of the interns is just fucking with plans, and I think it's brilliant. Screw these guys and their April Fool's Day. I'm gonna nail them on Memorial Day.
On Memorial Day weekend, right?
Maybe he came up with it for April Fool's Day, and they're like, just wait, let's really.
Everybody knows to expect that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll wait for May 28th to do this. Yeah.
So weird.
All right. Well, let's move on into Let's Get Physical, where we spotlight anything that we've gotten recently that isn't LaserDisc exactly, anything Blu-ray, DVD, or maybe some LPs, some things like that. I have not been buying DVDs or Blu-rays because my entire collection is boxed up.
Yes,
so
that'd be irresponsible.
That would be irresponsible of me to add more. But as you can see, I haven't boxed up my my CDs yet. So
Ooh.
I did get a couple compact discs, so I'll show you those. Including my local shop had a couple old sealed releases. So I got some new old stock of Julie Cruz's second release. Was it The Voice of Love? Lots of crossover stuff here from Wild at Heart and Twin Peaks. And yeah, so if you love David Lynch and that Angelo Badalamenti kind of cool vibe and Julie Cruz's, kind of dream pop vocals. And of course, it's got, David Lynch artwork here, some of his sculptures and crazy little demented head there. So I got a copy of that, which I was psyched about. And also got a sealed copy of Tears for Fears Elemental, which is actually technically after Tears for Fears broke up and Roland Orzabal just kept carrying on as Tears for Fears. But there's actually some good tracks on here. So I had to get a copy of that. And I still didn't have a CD copy of the Clutch Weathermaker Vault series, which was band Clutch, one of the best live bands of all time. They did a series of like little digital releases and a lot of cover tunes. They do Fortunate Son on here and and then a bunch of their own tracks as well. Precious and Grace by ZZ Top they do a cover of. But it comes with a cool little mini gatefold there. But they put it all these little digital releases finally together on one CD, which was cool. And keeping it family friendly, way to get Violence Unimagined by everyone's favorite group, Cannibal Corpse. So you can see there from Vince Locke, the author of A History of Violence, a great David Cronenberg film that was adapted from his graphic novel. He does all of the artwork for Cannibal Corpse. Little digipack here. Fun stuff. And this is a Finnish metal band, very moody, almost like Typo Negative mixed with a few other styles. But Insomnium, this is one of their more recent releases. It's called Heart Like a Grave, so you're in for a good time. And new release from Gojira Fortitude, a French metal band who are kind of blowing up pretty big right now. Grab that. And what else was that? For CDs? Yep. So, and I got a couple LPs because you got to get some wax as well. Bunch of stuff I'm not showing, but I went to a local shop. They it's kind of cool. They actually give you a list of all their used stuff when they get it and put it out on the shelf, so you could just look through and see if there's anything you want. And they price really aggressively, so stuff's like like $3 or $4. So I'm trying to replace some of the stuff I got from my dad that he had left close to a radiator and melted the edges. So I had my dad's minty jackets still. So I'm like, if I can just find beater jackets with nice vinyl, I can combine them. So I did that with Jeff Beck. This is nice. This release rocks, man. This is like it's got there and back, but it's got Jan Hammer doing a lot of stuff. He worked with him a lot, but it's got a kind of pre-Miami Vice vibe on a lot of the tracks. So this is probably my favorite Jeff Beck solo record. So I had to get that. And this is to replace my old beater copy of Peter Gabriel Car or Rain or Peter Gabriel or whatever you want to call it. His first release. Sorry, I put the sleeve in there. But of course, it's got Salisbury Hill on there.
Awesome. It's a good album.
Yeah. And Roxy Music Greatest Hits. This has got like some different versions, single versions of some songs, and I totally forgot it would existed. Sorry, I keep putting my inner sleeves on the on the back of the jacket because I replaced all my sleeves now with poly-lined paper sleeves on the inside. So, and I had to get the vinyl release of Clutch Weathermaker Vault series, which also came out.
That's super cool.
Yeah, so I grabbed that. Nice pressing. And this super cool one, Minus Light, this great release that
Well, that's freaky.
yeah, you should really it's funny because I cracked open the box. You know, I pre-ordered this obviously a while ago. I just kind of held it out to my wife and she's just like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's like the outer limits or something.
Yeah, it's coming to get you.
Yeah, it's scary.
It was a trip. It was a trip actually listening because I was like, oh, I know a bunch of these songs, you know, because from just checking out the videos and things like that. I was like, oh, I know that track. I know that track. So it was cool having them all compiled on wax. So yeah.
This is why we need record stores back again, big time.
Right? Yeah.
Well,
So yeah, it was worth the wait. And I think
So glad you like it.
was that it? I think that was it. Yeah. So that was it for pickups. What do you got, Ryan?
Unlike you, Sam, I did get some DVDs.
What?
You know,
I can't believe it.
first I have my brother-in-law to thank for this. He was at Dollar General and he got this wonderful Manborg. It's Manborg. And if you look at the back, it looks just as good and or bad depending on how you look at it. Like, I don't know, like what kind of shitty like CG is going on, but
let me see the front again. Did that win a lot of? It looks like it won Cannes and Sundance, obviously.
oh yeah, those I think that's
Yeah.
Sundance, Austin Film Festival.
Oh sure, yeah.
Oh yeah, Toronto Film Festival.
Of course, yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
yeah, and he found it for $1. I mean, go figure.
Incredible. Ooh.
The Protector
nice.
2,
Yeah.
and that is yeah, RZA,
And Tony Jaa.
Yeah.
Returning.
of course.
Is there an elephant in that one?
I have no idea.
Is he protecting an elephant? No.
Doubt it.
All right.
Looks like he's protecting his
His
fists. Like, Into the Ashes. It's got Frank Grillo, who's like the new Bruce Willis of just shitty action
Yeah,
films.
that
They pump
guy.
out like 6 to 8 of them a year. It's just like,
He is everywhere.
yeah, he's just gonna like show up. He kills a bunch of people, beats some people up, and like saves the day and gets the chick. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like he doesn't even read the script anymore. He's just like, how much? Done. Films it in like a day and a half. Ava's Possessions, Dollar Tree find, not Dollar
Wow.
General. I mean, can't go wrong.
No.
I Am Zozo, which is like some kind of Ouija board knockoff from
Yeah, that's knockoff-tastic.
the Dollar Tree, but it's got the slip cover, you know. And then this is a premium. This is an 8-movie
Wow.
pack with explosive action.
Who's that dude there? Anybody we know?
That's you know, the ultimate weapon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Incredible.
I
yeah.
forgot his name.
Hulk Hogan, Harry Bollea.
Oh man.
But yeah, so like it's got a bunch of like late 90s and a few other like type era films that may not have gotten better releases. I don't know.
Man, why do I have like a shelf with movies that I put? Why not just buy that?
8
Yeah, like
100%.
there's
got 8
8
movies.
movies here. You don't even need any other movies. Like all
That's all you
those
need.
LaserDiscs you picked up, throw them in the trash and just watch these.
That's instant collection.
Yeah, yeah. Moving on to the upgraded Blu-ray section at Dollar Tree. Atomica. I don't even know. It's got Tom Sizemore. It can't be bad. He's really seen a peak in his career lately.
Oh,
Hell
Another
yes.
Dollar Tree find.
What?
Huh.
Yeah,
Such
like
quality.
yeah, the
Wow.
random like old films that are $1 on Blu-ray that show up, like they have no business being there.
No.
This was not.
oh, the MVD.
This
Nice.
is, yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice release.
That's
Yep.
Shout Factory.
Now that was the MVD Rewind series that Lionsgate was putting out.
No, this is the Vestron series.
Oh, that's a Vestron. Sorry, not MVD. Yeah,
yeah, Vestron.
That's
Yeah.
wrong.
but that was before they made it cheap.
Yeah, and then one more.
That's nice.
This is
Yeah,
the full collection. Yeah,
Made Your wishes.
Really nice. And then one more Blu-ray. There's a lot going on, especially on the back cover. So
The Barbarian Brothers.
Oh my gosh.
look how ripped they are.
So ripped. This is
And
incredible.
then it's got what's his name in the middle there.
That-
He's in like everything. He's in The Hills Have Eyes and all.
Oh,
that.
Michael Berryman.
Yeah, Michael Berryman.
Yeah.
But look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, like
They're
Wow.
a great guy.
Stunning.
yeah, like
Absolutely stunning.
there's a full display of manhood right there.
All the way.
And then I got a few records too. So,
All right.
Cool.
I picked this up from Zach Clark's website. He has toured a lot with Andrew Mann, and he had a sale, so I threw this on,
Nice.
and it was cheap. Can't go wrong with cheap vinyl.
Supporting the artists. Look at
Yeah,
you.
that's awesome.
And then does anyone like new metal?
Nope.
Yes.
This is THX new album.
Oh,
They're a new metal band. You know that genre that happened around the year 2000.
it's picking up steam, man. It's all
yeah,
over
it's
the
back.
Yeah.
It's back.
Limp Bizkit's headlining at Lala.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Back.
they're back. Even if you don't want them back. And then there's a little Ohio band, I believe they are. They're called Mushroom Head. And they
Cool.
just reissued their entire discography on vinyl. Some of it didn't have pressings or had like very limited pressings.
Nice.
So I made an impulse buy and filled in my collection.
Good for
Wow.
you.
Second one, Super Buick. I know you guys are big Mushroom Head fans, right?
I did an interview with Skinny from Mushroom Head. I think I have the video up somewhere. I'll post a link.
This one's got the classic Womp, you know.
Yes.
And then moving into the more modern M3 here.
Mm.
This is got Solitaire Unraveling. Their big hit from the peak of the new metal era. And then this was kind of like a compilation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went a little crazy because
I had the CD copy of that. It was like a sick kind of clasp. It was like a snapper case.
Yeah, and I mean, I have no idea if they'll press them again or how well they're going to sell.
Yeah.
So I just picked them up because they may not show back up. And then we've got 13 here. 'Cause
Ooh.
why not? Another gatefold.
You're like Mushroom Head complete.
Yeah, I was like, you know, I wanted a bunch of them. And I'm like, you know, if I'm going to make the order and pay the shipping, I might as well get the rest. So then I got their newer one, the Butterfly, which is a colored vinyl. It looks really cool. I don't know if it actually looks like the photo because like I found out that like those Fuel albums, the one that's supposed to be
Oh, the
orange is,
variants.
like,
Yeah.
is pink. So you never know. But
Yeah.
and then I got one more Mushroom Head. I'm sorry, minus leg.
It's in the M's. Yeah.
Yeah,
close.
I thought it said Mushroom Head for a second, but I got this as well. So
Yeah. We'll have to get those signed someday.
yeah.
Yes. So
I mean, they're
cool.
numbered though, right?
They're numbered. Yes, they're
All right.
numbered. They're
I got
freaking.
number 84.
Oh, what am I? Wow.
There's only 100 guys, so
See what I
They're
got.
sold out on the website.
they're
So.
sold out. They're sold out.
I got 86. You beat me by 2. Man.
Got that early release.
Yeah.
Cool.
I got that low number. All right.
Honestly, that's just it's seriously it's such a dream to actually see that like being held by like anyone like that is
Right,
just
yeah.
like it's so crazy. Like there were so many times where I would like walk into Urban Outfitters and be like, why isn't this like sitting here, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's just like it's cool, it's freaking cool enough to be here.
Put it
And like
out.
I was like I always saw that freaking image. Like that record never got a physical release. It was our first record. Like never got any sort of release, not a cassette. We've done a lot of cassette releases, but we didn't have that was completely digital. So that just the fact that we had to like remix that for vinyl.
Yeah, because it's got to be
our-
mastered.
It
Yeah.
has to be mastered specifically for that. So it was just like just getting that in itself because like it's all DIY. That whole thing is just done by me and Vera. Everything is just mainly him because he's the freaking engineer of it all. He's the producer, engineer, he's mastered all of that. And it's just like, I mean, it's just, I'm just like, I'm overwhelmed by how freaking cool it is. Like, just when I opened the box, I was like, wow, like, I'm like holding it. It's like,
It's real.
it's real. Like, it's crazy.
That's awesome.
But so, okay. I got a DVD.
Little.
I got a record.
You should have put this photo on the back though. Maybe
I
next
know.
for the
It would have
re-release.
sold better. I know.
I mean, it sold out, but you would have been able to, do
Yeah.
a little bit bigger of a run.
Sure.
Shirtless men's always sell. So I got
Nice. Goldberg.
Goldberg. I friggin', oh my gosh. I watched this last year, and I will never buy a Christmas movie during the Christmas holiday season. Like, that is a rule. I will only buy a Christmas movie out of season. So this was the time. And this movie is friggin' incredible. Like, it's
Fantastic.
it is so good. It is like, it should be on everyone's watch list if you're into like holiday like horror movies. Like, this is ridiculous. There's so many lines where I still to this moment, like, he's like, oh man, it's cached. Like, who says that anymore? I freaking just love that phrase. He's just like, it's empty, and he says it's cached, and I just laughed so hard at that. There's just so many things like that to me where it's just like, it's so obvious at that time. And I got a Holy Grail record here.
Ooh. Oh, nice.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. The fact that I'm holding this is the 2014 reissue, because the 1984 is unobtainable, and it's also kind of a maxi single. It doesn't even have the full record.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pull this out because this has colored vinyl.
Nice.
It's got pink for side 1 and 2. It's
Hell yeah.
glorious, beautiful shade of pink. And then the other one, side 3 and 4, here is white vinyl.
Nice.
Kind of a little bit of marbling to it.
Nice.
But I mean, it's just like, it's every song. And that movie is one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard in my life. It has the freaking inner sleeve too, which is just beautiful because you get full glory of Nick Cage.
Man, full
And my
Cage.
favorite shot.
Oh,
Like,
glory.
Hair.
Yeah.
Good hair.
but it's just like, it's so good. This it's just, I mean,
Was it Million Miles Away? That's my jam.
yes, that's my jam. But actually, really though, my freaking super jam though is the song that opens the movie, which is Girls Like Me from Bonnie Hayes, and pretty much any Bonnie Hayes, Shelley's Boyfriend, which is the song that they dance to at the party.
Oh yeah.
World of Melody.
Jukebox from the Flirts, and just I got super into Sparks from listening to this.
Sparks
whole
is awesome.
I freaking love Sparks. But I managed to like score, like, I want to say like 3-4 years ago now, like a cassette pressing, probably from the 2014 time when they put this one out. They did a cassette, I think, as well, and that's all the songs. And I was like, well, yeah, I'll take that. But I've kind of like worn that out. I've listened to it so many times. I got a little worried because I tried to look it up again. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll get another one. No. So I put that away, and I'm like gonna make like
You can make your own
a duplicate of it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to wear it out. It's beautiful same shade of pink as this vinyl. It's the pink cassette, and I'm just like, I love it too much. So
Did I see someone say that they actually put the songs in the order that they appear in the movie? Did they really do that? Yeah.
In my this looks pretty
right.
accurate.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Well, let's see here. This is accurate, at least for the cassette.
Okay.
But Girls Like Me opens the movie. It opens this.
Yeah.
I know Shelley's Boyfriend's during that scene when she hasn't met Randy yet. And then A Million Miles Away, which is before that on this record, is from the Plimsolls, which is from the scene in the bar. So that should be kind of switched. So probably not fully accurate. But I mean, the other kind of underrated one here is Gary Myrick. He does several songs in here. I actually got like a Gary Myrick record by itself, and he's kind of a sleeper. He's
Nice.
kind of sick. But yeah, Eaten by the Monster of Love. I mean, just when the freaking little graduate kid basically is just rolling around on his bike looking for the mom.
Yeah.
And it's like Eaten by the Monster of Love. I mean, it's great. It's so good. So yeah, that record was just like, just the fact that it was available at all. Like,
Kick ass.
couldn't believe it.
Meant to be.
So I think that's all my
Score.
that's all the other ones I got.
Cool. Mark, did you get anything like Blu-ray, DVD recently? Or?
Well, I got a ton, in fact, but I left most of it in the other room because I got to review it.
Oh yeah. Cool.
I did get Rick and Morty, the complete series.
Oh,
Nice.
hell yes.
Season 5 starts next month. I love Rick and Morty. It's my favorite.
Show us what you got.
Yeah. And I got Super 8 on 4K.
Love that. Yeah,
Nice.
it's the anniversary of that. It's crazy to think it's been out that long.
Yeah, that's
10 years. I think this might be JJ's best film, though.
It's my favorite JJ film for sure.
Yeah, I remember like Photomat and all that stuff, you know, so really it captures that. I
Yeah.
just got this yesterday for review purposes. Gendy Tarkovsky's Primal, the complete first season.
Ooh, that looks cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Dinosaur?
I'm sorry?
Is that a dinosaur?
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's not really that much dialogue to it. It's just like this like journey with this dinosaur.
Wow.
And
I'm sold.
going in like guy, and they get into adventures. It's really cool.
Wow.
And if you like Samurai Jack,
Yeah.
Oh,
this is by the same artist,
oh,
Gendy
cool.
Tarkovsky.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, so it has a digital copy too, so you get digital copy on that. And then this I have to review. I was supposed to have it done by today, but I was been cleaning my apartment and I didn't get around to it, so I got to do it over the weekend. But it's the final season. Shout out to my friend Adam Glass, because he was a producer on the show. Supernatural season 15.
Great show.
Yeah, I'm surprised at this show. I would have never expected it to make it to 15 seasons, because when it first started, I hated it. I hated it because it was like the guy was like, "Well, what's your name?" And he'd be like, "I'm Fox Mulder" or some shit like that. I'm like, what are people are gonna believe? They're like this is stupid. But evidently, it grew a real cult audience, and it became a mainstream hit. And you know, and then I became a real supporter of it too, because it's one of my undergraduate friends. Yeah, made that.
Yeah.
He was a producer and writer for the show, so.
That's cool. Yeah, Ben Edlund did a lot of good writing on that show. Yeah, it's really great episodes.
Yeah, there's some good. I had an interesting mythology, and geez, 15 years. You can't. I think that makes the record now.
Yeah, they were gonna like end up shutting it down like after what 5 seasons, and it just kept going and going and going. Yeah,
Going and going. Yeah, it outlasted. It's probably the CW's longest running series at this point.
Yeah.
You know, now I guess the Flash is going to be like their flagship series, because that's not in terms of length, but just you know,
their big heavy hitter.
Yeah, it gets the most ratings.
Yeah, we'll have to put up a link for your you've got a blog where you do reviews and just news and things like that too, right?
It's called genreonline.net.
All right, cool. And I'll put a little text on there too. So.
And I'm also an author, so I did actually have 2 books. My first novel came out 10 years ago.
Oh, nice.
It's called The Final Arbiter, and it was among the top 10 in the Tor.com best science fiction and fantasy Reader's Choice Awards.
Excellent.
So I came in just behind Ready Player One, but ahead
Good
of
company.
Ahead with Dance with Dragons. Ahead of Dance with Dragons.
All right. Nice.
And I still haven't sold the movie rights, so if anybody wants to buy the movie rights,
Any minute now.
any minute now, you know. So yeah, it's out in paperback. Anybody could order it for you.
Right.
And also you can also I have a second book called First Mover, First Maker, which I'm proud of. That came out in 2016. It's a novella, and they're both. If you don't have it at your local bookstore, they can order. Anybody can order this, or you can get it on digital.
All right,
Vinny's
cool.
gonna have it free.
Yeah, we'll see if we can add it to the list. We have like a reading list for every book that we mentioned on the Wolfpack. So I'll see if we can get that on there.
But this has nothing to do with LaserDisc, though. Sorry.
No, it's just anything, because we end up
okay.
talking about a lot of movies and just anything book related we put on the reading list. So yeah,
Well, thank you guys.
yeah, no
Yeah.
problem. Very cool. Any other DVDs or Blu-rays, or you said they were all in the other room or something, right? So
All right, I just want to say I have like the ultimate 90210 set that they sent me.
oh
What?
yeah,
Yeah, I gotta bring it to you guys. That's what I wanted to bring out. I was like, oh shit. I should
Well,
brought that.
supply a photo and we'll.
yeah. Well, yeah, we gotta
zone
pimp the 90210.
Yes, please. I want to see that.
It's gigantic. It has every episode in 3 huge big key cases.
Mm.
And it's on DVD, and it also includes the BH 90210 reunion series.
Oh, excellent.
So it has almost everything, and it's a hard show to watch now because it's so dated. But still, it's great. It's great fun though in some way.
Right.
So they sent me that, and it's like I told my brother, I said, when I'm done with this, if you want to take it, because he used to watch these things, I said to him, you could take it just as long as you keep it good. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. And I didn't know.
Yeah.
Because they're never going to release it. I think we're at the end of that stage of physical media. So this is probably, it may come out again on DVD, but never like this from I think Paramount or
Okay.
so they
Nice.
they have the spelling library.
I know.
Hanging out at the Peach Pit.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I was there.
I used to hate the when they like, oh yeah, Quentin Tarantino hangs out at the Peach Pit. I was like, yeah, sure. They throw big drop them stupidly.
Oh yeah.
And everything always works out for them, and they're always cool, and like they always had their hair, and I was just like, fuck you. Excuse my language.
It's just like my high school years. Just like it. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Right.
You'll have to believe me. I apologize.
Oh no, it's all good. All right. So also, in case anybody prepared anything like a certain recommendation that's non-LaserDisc related, we run through quick. Of course I haven't been picking anything up, but I'll drop a quick recommendation for a streaming release. I did check out the Dave Grohl documentary, What Drives Us. Which I'll watch anything he did. It does. He's done some interesting. Sound City was a great documentary already, but it's him. It's a little unfocused because ostensibly it's pretty much just him kind of hanging out with the rock stars that he knew and trying to figure out about their origins. But along the way, he kind of came up with the concept of let's talk about the early years of the band and find out like what if they were driving around in a van. It's great because he talks to Lars Ulrich, and Lars is like, well. Basically, me and James never drove a van. Yeah, he's like, whatever, Lars. Screw you. You're like right to buses, basically. But yeah, he's got Steven Tyler, he's got Brian Johnson, and like sometimes they'll actually have them hanging out in. I think Steven Tyler was like in the old Aerosmith van, and yeah, part of it was like Dave talking about finding his old van that he used to drive around with the band Scream like back in the day, and yeah, even though he was huge in Nirvana when that imploded, and after the wake of the death of Kurt Cobain, he started Foo Fighters, and they drove around like they were a startup band, like driving around in a van with these dudes lugging in their gear and stuff like that. So yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, the Edge from U2 is in there. Steven Tyler, like I mentioned, but like some great like classic punk people like D.H. Peligro from he was in Chili Peppers for a bit there, and of course Dead Kennedys, and was it Maxeene Cervenka from X is in there. Yeah, it's just lots of like great stories about people just kind of coming up and what gets them around, and yeah, and he does interview some young kids too, which is cool. Yeah, there's one young band and their dad drives them around in their van, which is great. It made me flash back to I actually was supposed to play a show with this band called was it Ex Mortem, and they were this young like thrash band, and they were just up and coming, and they were Anti-Mortem, that was the name of it. They were like having this moment, and they bought an RV, and they got as far as Texas, and the thing just crapped out, and they had to drop off the entire tour. So it sucks. So I never got to play with Anti-Mortem. We just got to play with Holy Grail was the other band on the lineup. It was so much fun. But yeah, it's like choose your vehicle wisely, because it's gonna have to be your best friend. And they do talk about, they interview Ringo Starr, and he talks about bands farting. The Beatles farted too, and he's even like, he's talking to St. Vincent, he's like, did you know the Beatles fart? So good times. So that's my recommendation. Ryan, you got anything?
Yeah, so I put on this movie, Guns, Girls, and Gambling.
Is there farting?
And it's not farting, but it's a Christian Slater movie from like 2011.
He's as cool as Dave Grohl.
A hell of a cast. So you've got Christian Slater, Powers Booth, Dane Cook, Jeff Fahey, Chris Kattan, Helena Matson, Gary Oldman.
Ooh.
What?
Yeah. And basically it's about this mask that they steal from this Indian casino because it's where they get the source of their power. And Christian Slater and a bunch of other Elvis impersonators are supposed to be stealing the mask, and it's just absolutely crazy. And I got it from Dollar Tree actually.
Wow.
What?
It's yeah, so it's got everything.
All right.
So
That's
that's my recommendation.
Wow.
Max, do you have any recommendations?
I can't top that, but I did watch Universal Soldier 2.
Electric
with
Boogaloo.
Goldberg.
Yes.
That was like way better than I thought it was going to be. They gave you absolutely no backstory. So if you haven't seen them first, I don't know if that's going to matter.
Okay.
Doesn't.
It really kind of doesn't. They briefly like talk about things, but basically Bill Goldberg's a badass and he's in the movie, and Jean-Claude Van Damme's kind of a badass. But then there's like a whiny reporter. But
Did you watch it on
overall,
Laserdisc?
I did not. I know. It was a letdown. I don't have it yet.
Ooh.
I
Hey,
know.
this is the non-LD pickup spotlight, so you
I
can't
know, I'm just kidding.
I
It's
can't
probably
watch it on
TV.
Laserdisc.
I don't have it yet. I have to get it. But yeah, it was really good.
All right.
And I enjoyed it. It was way
Nice.
like there was a lot of boats, and it was like, yeah, it was
You
good.
had me at boats.
I know, I hope so.
Good deal. Mark, if you've seen, I know you're reviewing a lot of Blu-rays and DVDs or so. Is there anything in particular that jumped out at you recently that you want to recommend?
Well, I mean, I was actually going to recommend something streaming, if that's okay.
Yeah, it's cool because my Dave Grohl thing is only streaming too. So I think it's on the Coda collection on Amazon is where you can get it.
Well, there's two things that I think it's a great education if you're watching shows that have been like serialized television and streaming, or in this case it's both streaming. One of them is streaming and basic cable, but I kind of I've watched Fear the Walking Dead, and so I've been watching this season, and it's just terrible for the most part. Although it's just picking up it's just starting to pick up towards the end, but it's just really sucky. Okay,
That's too bad.
But now you compare that. Okay, so that's been on about 5 years. Okay, 4 or 5 years, and compare that to Handmaid's Tale. That's really written well, acted well, and you don't know what's gonna like. I mean, I've read the book, I've seen the movie. They're even pulling things out from the sequel, The Testaments, and putting it in there. And it really, Elizabeth Moss is an interesting actress because, sometimes she looks really pretty, and then sometimes she doesn't, because of whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that because we're, look at me, I'm, you know what I mean. But what I'm trying to really say is that the writing and the acting and everything is so top notch. I feel like people should take a look at both Fear the Walking Dead as how not to do something, and a genre serialized television. And even though they're so different, but just how well written this season of and just really fantastic. I didn't expect it to be this good, of The Handmaid's Tale on Hulu. And one other thing I just want to mention is, I kind of liked Army of the Dead.
Oh yeah, I still haven't seen that. I gotta watch that.
Yeah, I liked it, and then I'm not going to say who they were, but because I'm a fan, I don't know if I'm allowed to mention like another website or another channel, because you know what I mean.
That's fine. I'm sure I got my 5 viewers, so they're not going to steal them away from me.
If we don't like it, we'll just trash it right after.
Yeah. Yeah, you're fine.
Mike Stacklasa at Red Letter Media and Half in the Bag, him and Jay. Really, they were right. It's a remake of Aliens with zombies.
Okay.
And I felt so like, man, I didn't catch that at all, but they got it right.
It's fairly long too, right? Isn't it like 2.5 hours?
Pretty long.
But it's a bit. It is. I still like it. I still like it. I don't care, because some people like to be haters, and I
I was
break. Give Zach a break. He's been through enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He needs a hit.
I was on the fence on it.
Okay.
yeah, it was good stuff. I liked it, and the opening credits though. This is another thing. The opening credit sequence is worth just to watch that alone. And I forget the name of the comedian. She replaced another person who said the wrong thing somewhere or got Me Too'd. I'm not sure what happened to him, but and maybe he deserved it because I don't know the details either. But I think her name is Tig Notaro or something like that.
Oh, Tig Notaro, yeah.
Yeah, she's in the movie, and every scene she's in she's fantastic. She's fantastic. So, and the thing is that they shot all her scenes separately on a green screen.
Oh, wow.
And it's effortlessly put in so well that I had no idea until I watched the making of on Netflix. So check it out.
Yeah, it's on tap. Maybe this weekend if I can find some downtime, I'm gonna fire that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And 90210 best of box.
Well, yeah, you got to get that too, right?
The mega set, everything.
What's Ryan? Oh, Ryan's got Never Say Never Mind. Yeah, we recommend that. All right, so let's wrap things up. What's spinning next? And if you have any final thoughts or shout outs or anything like that, I am going to finish. I think I hit it. Yeah, whatever it was. But the Chow Fat movie Code of Honor, I got to finish that because I just watched 20 minutes of it, and Chow Fat was only in it for like about 10 minutes so far. So I need to see more of him kicking ass. Hopefully, we'll see how that goes. What's up next for you, Ryan?
I think it's either going to be Truck Turner or Ringmaster because they're like the same genre.
Yeah.
The quality genre?
Quality, yeah.
All right. Fair enough. What's up next for you, Max?
Okay. I'm pretty oh my gosh. The temperature changed in here and the fan went off. That freaked me out.
It's haunted.
I'm really gonna just go for Cat Fantasy. I love this cover and I want to know what the cats are up to because the cats from Cat Time are certainly up to something, and this hopefully this is fascinating.
I just like the negative space between the jeans. When I look at it quick, it looks like he's wearing a little hat.
I love that.
It's when you get closer, you're like, oh, that's the space between the jeans.
Yes. I'm like, there's like, they're really, it's like, is this a foot?
Yes. Yeah.
You're looking at a crotch shot.
Yeah,
I just wanted to say
is this
that
a
one more
different
time.
type of denim? Is this the crotch?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
got to be the crotch there, and then the
Definitely
leg.
the crotch.
Oh no, I broke my camera.
Sam
So
got excited about the
excited.
crotch shot.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Yep. It's something, and we're gonna find out what it is.
All right. Excellent. I look forward to hearing your report later.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Mark, you got any LaserDisc? What's your next LaserDisc you're gonna watch?
Actually, I got too many DVDs and Blu-ray discs to review, so
Yeah.
I got to hunker down on that and just belt them out because I've got like a huge backlog. I'm not going to get to them all.
Yeah.
But, I went through a year of, recovery from the other thing. And, with, what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
And so, I just want to enjoy myself and have fun. And I want to be able to go out this weekend and enjoy the Memorial Day weather and breathe without a mask and just, have fun. So my plans are kind of do work, clean the apartment, but then make sure you go out and have some fun.
What? There's an outside world? I didn't even know about this.
The layer so long.
I know.
But I am slowly cataloging my LaserDisc collection. I don't know how many I have yet because the numbers will go in last, but because I just want to do it. I do it my own weird way, but like some of it's kind of like box sets, titles are bolded. So I can easily, I like to put down every single thing like this podcast. If it's THX, the THX is there, the different soundtracks. But the only thing that my brother kept the idea on, I was like, oh damn, he's right. I should have done that, but now I'm not going to do it anyway because it's already too late because I'm too far into it. Putting in those PILF numbers, or
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yep.
That's supposed to do. I should have done that, but I never thought to, and I just said, "I'll screw it."
Yeah, it's good for keeping track of all the different variants and things. Yeah.
Yeah. I just didn't think of it. My brother's like, and he hates LaserDiscs.
So yeah, why is he helping?
Yeah, like, oh boy, thanks, Richard. I was like, as it is, because he freaked out when I started buying them again. He was like, "Oh man, it's a dead format. Don't buy that. You know what are you doing, Mark? You're wasting your money. Don't buy LaserDiscs. You're gonna have a problem." Oh my God! But eventually, now I tell him, "Look, Richard, you'll see I'm right. I'm right. They're gonna. I'm now when I eventually now that I'm being at this place, when you see eventually my setup for the LaserDisc, how I put them in, you'll say it looks good. You know what I mean? It's like it's the same way your library looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I've done a good job, and I have them according to genre, and
That's cool.
and that's all right. I'm sorry. I know I talk too much. I apologize. You know,
It's all good.
You should ask Sam about my text messages, how they can be epic length.
Hey, it's a novel. Yeah, I get to read a new. Yeah, it's an adventure.
Exactly. You know.
Well, cool. Well, yeah, thanks for joining us and kind of tripping through the LaserDisc memory lane with us.
Oh, I love it. I love the show. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for doing this, and thank you for having me. I really wanted to be a part of this, and I enjoyed myself. Thank you.
Glad it worked out. Thanks for joining us, and yeah, hopefully we'll grab you back at some point. We'll do another another top 5 or something.
Absolutely.
Maybe we'll be a little more specific too.
Yeah, maybe, Ryan will get back to doing his hyper specific tasks. Yeah.
For that.
Muscle Men exclusive.
All Barbarian Brothers films.
There's, I believe, 5.
Yeah.
Aren't
Natural Born Killers, I have.
Trouble.
Killers, yeah.
Yeah. So I got one.
You don't have the rest? Come on, guys.
I got time. I got time to work on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, thanks for everybody. Of course, everybody in the YouTube chat hanging out for the live premiere. Thanks for hanging out with us as well. And yeah, everybody watching whenever, wherever. Good to hear from you. And hopefully, yeah, we'll be back in a couple weeks, and hopefully you'll join us again. Cheers.
Namaste.
Peace.